You might hear some stuff through the headphones. But see, when we be seeing that looking at you through there, that's how when you see us
Okay.
over here, this is what we, you know what I'm saying?
It's not bullshit, okay? It's real talk, it's facts.
What up? What up? Welcome back. Welcome back. That's right. We finally made it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition. That's right, Chuck, with Debate with Bake podcast. And we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. We finally got it. We finally live. We got the man in the studio. That's right. We ain't talking about Chuck. We ain't talking about Ro. We talking about the king of New York. That's right. Y'all ain't gonna believe it, but as soon as Chuck show that camera angle,
You said New York in the building.
check him out. That's right, ladies and
New York
gentlemen.
in the building.
He ain't at home looking through the camera. He is here live with us. We told you we were gonna get him in. Welcome back to another edition. We got Cole live here, live in the flesh, and it's going down. What's up? You got the LA hat on. I thought you was gonna come in here with the I thought you was gonna come in with the NY.
We
hat.
everywhere, man. We everywhere, man. No matter if we were in LA, we everywhere, man.
Oh, so you still New
We
York?
everywhere.
You just
always.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
All right. I guess we'll take that, man. But it's good to have you in, man. What's going down, man? How was the flight? Everything, man. You down here in the heat?
The flight was good, man. I can't front it. 3 hours wasn't bad. I will say walking in that heat was crazy though, man. I made a quick walk after I left the hotel to go get something to eat and run some errands. I'm like, man, I'm sweating. I think I was sweating more standing at the crosswalk than I was walking. I'm like, what's wrong with this place, man?
Hey, you in the H, baby, man. We got you down here. We got you live. Good to see you live in the flesh. You know, I ain't seen you in years. Good to see you. You know, we down here. We doing it, man. Shout out to everybody. Check us out here on Debate with Bake. You know, moserious.com. We got Chuck in the building on the producing. And then to my left, the man that's been holding it down. You know what I'm saying? He been coming through, holding it down for H-Town, man.
Yes, sir.
As you can see, he got the college Michael Vick on, the Tech, the Virginia Tech. Shout out to my man Laro. Laro, what's going down with you, man?
We statement makers, man. We making statements out here, man. I come here to just chop it up with the real ones.
That's right. That's right.
We on their ass today.
That's right, man. Ro been holding it down. Shout out to Ro, man, for coming down, you know, uplifting the show, man. But we back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we doing something that we don't get a chance to do. Again, I can't stop talking about it. We live here in the flesh, Houston and New York, and we about to get it going down. Shout out to everybody. Hey, you can call in at 281-969-8190 if you want to get in on these debates. You know, we happy to have the man in the studio, but we want to get to some business. But shout out to everybody, man. We just glad to be here, man. The energy is good between Houston and New York. And let's go and get to this underdog fantasy before we get into some of these topics, and let's make it happen, Chuck.
Yo, what's up? What's up? We back for another week, another episode, Debate with Bake, season 2, episode 32. And y'all know what this is, man. One day, and I'm gonna manifest this. Before the end of this year, we're gonna get paid for saying, and this part is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. That's right. And so, but with that, let's get to the bets. We got 2 big games tonight. We got game 5, Dallas versus the Timberwolves. And then we got WNBA, man. I want to put some eyes on Caitlin Clark. We got the Fever playing Seattle.
Yeah, we might as well get in on this little WNBA wave that's going on. Shout out to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese for kind of, bringing the eyes to the WNBA. Yeah. I hope y'all continue to ride this wave. and let's get it going, Chuck.
All right, so first off, they gave us a chili pepper pick, and I totally agree with this one here. Higher than 1 point on the triple double for Luka. That's free money. So we're gonna go with that.
Are you sure about
I'm
that?
positive.
Triple double?
He got one in his bad game.
We in Minnesota though.
Oh man, and I get it.
Higher. You say higher?
Yeah, than one. So he could literally have 10, 10, and 10.
I get what
Tough,
you're
though.
saying,
That's tough though.
but do you want to bet on that?
Man,
I get it though.
So what y'all think he gonna have more than 8 points in the first quarter?
What's the combined points, assists, rebound number instead of going for the triple double?
48.5.
I'd rather go for that.
Higher or lower?
I'd rather go for higher because I can see him having 30 or 35. I can see him having 10 rebounds or the 10 assists. But the triple double.
So, but you saying lower? He's saying higher.
Than 48.
Than 48.
He's gonna try to end it tonight.
Yeah, he is.
That's why I get why Chuck is saying what he's saying. That's why I get it. I get what Chuck is saying. I'm just scared to bet on anybody doing a triple double. Yeah. But I get why Chuck is saying it because Chuck said it before we came in on air that he think Dallas is gonna close it out. I'm out on this. I'm gonna let y'all do it. I can't go.
If you got a good feeling, though, I'll go with your feeling.
I'm gonna ride with my feeling. Right. What y'all think about AE, man?
I think he definitely getting over 30.
Over 30. Okay, so they got higher 35 points.
I'll say 27.5. I'll take higher.
You think gonna go higher than 27.5?
Yeah.
Y'all all feel safe there. What about so and then his triple double one is 41.5, so 42 points, rebounds, and assists.
I can see that. I can see that. I'll be good with that. Because last game he had six rebounds and 6 assists or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what makes you think?
Yeah, I think I like the
27 more though. Right?
Higher than 27.
Yeah, I like that too.
I think I like higher than 27.
That. I actually think he's gonna have 30 something, but I'll take the
and that make that a safe bet, right?
Yeah, I like that. What
you think, Laro? You looking
anyway? They're competitive. Yeah, he giving them 30.
You giving them 30? Yeah, exactly.
30.
Okay, so
he got to.
Y'all on that. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna jump over here to the WNBA. All right, we got Caitlin Clark, Indiana versus Seattle tonight at 6 p.m. Y'all think Caitlin gonna have more or higher or lower than 21 points?
Where are they at? In Seattle?
That's in Indiana.
So you saying higher than 21 points?
Higher or lower?
So. I think higher.
Yeah.
I think higher.
All right. I'm good with that.
I'm good with that too.
All right. And let's look at shout out to Skylar Diggins Smith. I think she gonna
hold on. Well, what's the other chick? Because that's Seattle, right? What's the other chick be balling too with the she got the dark lips. It's another chick that just hit like 8 threes or something like that the other day. All right, we'll go with Skylar.
Yeah, man. I need to tap in more.
All right.
But with Skylar, we got let's see. We got higher than 22 points and assists.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I'd say lower.
It probably look. Let's just be honest.
First quarter points. I know. I have no clue.
So let's just go with the lower. Like we not. And a shout out. We got to get better at that. But I would say go lower. Like I know the other chick. I know what she looked like, but I cannot remember her name, and that's bad on us as a sports podcast.
I think that's safe though. We go lower there.
Yeah, do lower, man. Because I mean, none of us are, and we should be getting better on that. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Caitlin and Angel for making us pay attention because we got to get better. Just like y'all got
too. You got to see Skylar.
Yeah, Skylar could go. I just don't watch her enough I'm like put money on her being higher than, you know what I'm saying? I would go lower because I don't know much about her.
All right. Well, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Appreciate the opportunity to gamble.
When's the last time we won some money?
We won last bet. We won 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we won 2 weeks ago. This one here, I just bet 5 for a chance to win 137. So we'll see what that do. Okay. And we'll tap in next week and let you know what it is.
All right, well, that's good, man. Lisa, it's good. I'm glad to see that we winning. But everybody, I need you to hit that like and subscribe button because we in it. We in season 2, episode 32. All right. We've been putting in work from the beginning. Like Chuck, we gotta have at least 60 plus episodes by now.
Yeah, we
right?
got 60 plus episodes. Okay. We over over 8,000 views.
Okay.
I'll show y'all some stats before we leave. Yeah,
I know,
numbers
but I
up.
know you did tell me you was happy with what we doing. You was happy with what we doing, so that's good. If it's coming from you and you happy with what we doing. But anyway, I need y'all to hit the like and subscribe button.
Please.
Because here's the thing. I know Cole know, Ro know, Chuck know, y'all stealing a lot from us. But we can't take credit for it because we ain't on here as much. But I know y'all stealing. Because, listen, I'm going to tell you something and I'm going to get into the show. I don't want to go off because it kind of made me mad. But I saw Shakur on a video interview last week. Shakur Stevenson. Shout out to my man. But I called it here. And I was like, look, dude, the reason why you can't get fights because you go around and sparring everybody. Then I see him on Mac and Cheese and one of them big. And he was like, yeah, I do be going around sparring everybody. Not saying that he listening to me, but I did say it on this podcast. So at the end of the day, we know y'all stealing. But here's the thing. I'm going to say this because I ain't going to keep going. I got my man in here. We finna get it going. I'm not going to keep rumbling. Y'all better get on this train right now. Because once it get rolling, you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay. Bam, hit the like and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. NFL off season. All right, I got 20-something topics on here. We obviously not going to get to all of them, but I'm a sports fanatic. Apologize to my co-host. Sometimes I get a little bit, too aggressive with these topics, but we're not going to hit all of them. But I just love this. All right, let's get it. All right. Which most dynamic quarterback running back duo would you rather start your NFL franchise with? Only got two. I got Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. A. My second choice is Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. All right. And there's reasons why I picked these two. All right. Of course, people say with Jalen, there's not enough body work in terms of what, he was doing. But, I want to ask y'all two and the audience again. Let's start with you, Cole. I know you like to play GM a lot. Which one would you rather start your NFL franchise with?
I'm going to start with Jalen Hurts and Barkley.
Oh, interesting.
I like the versatility. I like the fact that Hurts has already went to a Super Bowl. I also feel like he is a better passer than Lamar Jackson. I think he is a better passer than Lamar Jackson. He's shown it. I think Saquon can run in the middle, can catch, can do a little bit of everything. I think he's actually was underutilized in the Giants because Giants didn't have a great quarterback. They didn't have great receivers. They didn't have great anything. But the fact that he's going to be around two Pro Bowl receivers and a Pro Bowl tight end and you can't double team anybody, I think you're going to see the Saquon Barkley that's everyone's going to be like, wow, is this Christian McCaffrey? Like, that's the Saquon Barkley you're going to get. And I think I'm not saying that he's necessarily overall better than Lamar Jackson. I just think he's a better passer, which makes him more versatile for me.
Okay. All right. I mean, at least he I get it. I don't necessarily agree, but I get it. You make a good point. You said I heard versatility.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be interesting to see what Barkley, because I'm kind of like you with Barkley in the sense that I do think he can be a multi-purpose back.
Mm-hmm.
But, injuries and then, like you said, the lack of quarterback play with the Giants. At first, I thought you was hating because they're the other New York team. But you do make a good point. They didn't use him to what we think he could be. Ro, what you think? Who you going with? Who you starting your franchise
I like him. I like the same duo. Yeah, man. It's like Jalen Hurts is because he's gotten there. Saquon is a much more versatile back. It's just with Derrick and Lamar, they're gonna have to just make the best of the situation, to be honest with you, in my opinion, because I mean, how much tread is honestly left on the tires with a back like Derrick Henry? You know what I'm saying? It's like taking nothing away, but there were a lot of wasted years in Tennessee. And as far as Lamar goes, Lamar is still I can't take nothing away from him. I'm actually rooting for Lamar, you know what I'm saying? But on the same token, he just hasn't shown us, what it needs to get done to get past Pat and them. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm definitely taking Jalen and Saquon.
Interesting, y'all.
More versatility.
Taking Hurts and Saquon. I thought y'all would say Lamar and Derrick Henry. I really thought that because, man, Lamar was right there. I mean, let me ask you this. I ask y'all both this. if Hurts was in the AFC, do you think with what they have? All right, let me play devil's advocate. Let me put another situation. Hurts and Saquon with the Eagles, everything goes great. They get past Kansas City if they're in the same conference.
I think they could beat them. I even think that whole Super Bowl where they didn't even have Saquon in as the back, they could have easily won that game as well. I could definitely see Saquon putting them over the hump because it reminds me of those old school teams when you had like Emmitt Smith with two great receivers. You had Ricky Waters with two great receivers. You know, you had Davis with two great receivers, McCaffrey and Rod Smith, and so forth. Like I like what they have there. I think with what you have with Derrick Henry, we don't know what we have. Can he have the long career like Jerome Bettis and be good? Because his game is similar to Jerome Bettis. So I can't really and to me, Lamar, he looks good during the season. But if you watch the flow of how he passes the ball, it's still not as fluid as some of these other quarterbacks. Like he makes accurate passes. He does what he's supposed to do, but it doesn't feel as fluid as when other quarterbacks do it, like an Aaron Rodgers, or Mahomes, or Justin
that's
Herbert,
fair.
He
and
links
so
with
forth.
Andrew so much,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He
That's
depends
fair.
on that tight end.
Yeah,
You got to
That's
hit
fair.
that.
That's fair. But y'all don't think okay, so I get it. I get the tread on the tires for Derrick Henry. But let's just talk about even with the Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts matchup, you still think Jalen throws it better than Lamar?
Yeah, I think he throws it better.
Point blank, period.
You think so?
Point
Yeah.
blank, his mechanics, everything about it. Like
Mhm.
Lamar brings an interesting dimension to the position, but it's it's just not it's not versatile enough. At the end of the day, once they game plan for it, they can take it away. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Jalen just gives you more options. He gives you more versatility, and it's like he can beat you different ways. And that's
So all right, and I'm gonna get off this. Are y'all
not in the AFC though?
Okay, that's
Not
what
in the
because
AFC.
this is what I want to ask. So are y'all saying, based on what both of y'all are saying, y'all are taking Hurts and Barkley as GMs?
Absolutely.
Does that equate to the Eagles are closer to getting back to the Super Bowl than the Ravens are?
I think they are.
Absolutely.
I think they are. And
Really?
you got to take into account that the Ravens might have to go through the Jets. We got the original
he's telling the
Mahomes.
truth.
We have the original Mahomes as our quarterback.
Wait.
We have the original Mahomes
Let's not make this
as
a
our
debate.
quarterback because
they the only team beat up on us last year. Think about it. That's saying a lot. Like CJ never had a magical year before we met them. They lumped us up a little bit. You know.
So y'all both think the Eagles are closer than the Ravens?
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually think the Texans is probably better than
the Texans
than
might
where
be
the Ravens
a
are
little
too.
bit closer than the
And
Ravens.
they added some pieces this offseason.
So y'all don't
think?
think? So y'all don't think adding Derrick Henry, which is going to help Henry because he's not going to be ran like he was in Tennessee and Baltimore. That's going to preserve him. And y'all don't think that's going to help them get closer? Remember, they were one game away from the Super Bowl. They ran up against the Chiefs, and they had a chance to win that game.
I'm gonna tell you
y'all don't think taking tread off of his tires, meaning Henry, and also giving Lamar a more of an option of not being able to, because let's just be honest.
It's
they
like
bring
at the
it.
Same time, they've always been the best running team, no matter.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
They're
That's what that was about to be my point. They're adding to that running attack with the Derrick Henry. I mean, they've gotten better on paper. I mean, they were one game. They lost to the world champions.
But everybody else got
we don't
better.
know. But we don't know what the Eagles. We don't know if this is gonna work.
I think with the Eagles, they only have to worry about Green Bay, Detroit, and San Fran.
Okay.
I think in the AFC you have
the Ravens only got to worry about us and Kansas City. Nobody else. You can't say anybody.
You have
hands
Cincinnati
down.
with Burrow being fully healthy.
I give you that.
You have Texans. You have Kansas City.
Okay.
Jim Harbaugh is going to coach Justin Herbert.
We don't know.
We can take that out.
We don't know. Take that out.
I will tell you, we have a defense that travels, and we will be there. I'm telling you right now, the Jets will be there.
Okay, I give you that, but
Miami,
Cincinnati, I'm not sold yet.
I was thinking about Miami.
Miami will be okay.
Listen, Miami can add. They can add Jerry Rice. We don't Tua. I don't care, man. Like, nah. But I mean, I get it. I mean, it's
Tua
a good debate.
Arm talent to Lamar.
Yeah.
Real talk. Two arm talent much better. Like some type of way. I'm telling you. Like give Lamar Tyreek, they not even linking up like they supposed to. Like it's some kind of way.
And you
Baltimore
think
be
Tua,
a graveyard for receivers, man.
So you're not rating Tua as a high. You just saying arm talent. You're not rating.
Oh, just as a quarterback.
Oh, okay,
Just as a passing quarterback.
Yeah, passing quarterback.
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Because I thought you was trying to slide that in there. That you would take Tua over Lamar. I'm like, wait, hold on. But you said arm. You was specific.
Arm.
But
okay,
I will say what makes him so good though. What makes Lamar so good is that he makes up for with his legs what his arms can't do. So he's still on the same level as a top quarterback. He just does it differently.
To me,
he just does it differently.
They the same.
If he finds out how to do it like Steve Young used to do it, you know what I'm saying? Then they can get somewhere. But see, he can't just quite make as smooth a transition, you know. And it's
I make a good debate. I get that.
Like every broken play is like dangerous with Lamar. You feel me? It's like if y'all bust a play up good and he still is, you know, can survive a collapsing pocket, then they're dangerous. They're gonna just start stinging you.
I got you. I mean, yo, man, it's a good debate. Speaking of wide receivers and Tyreek, let's get into it. Let's talk about which wide receivers should get into the NFL Hall of Fame first. Out of these 8 selections, Torrey Holt, Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson, Steve Smith Sr., Hines Ward, Herman Moore, Sterling Sharp. Let's start with you, Ro. Who you think should be in the Hall of Fame first and why?
First has got to be my man Hines Ward, man. They did some special things, and he was always partnered up and he more than held up his end of some nice receiver tandems and duos and played for a grip. It was like he was part of. He's a bigger part of the Pittsburgh successes, like the Palomalus and Jerome, the bus, you know, and everybody that was there, that whole Cowher era. So it's like he jumps off the page immediately.
So you say first.
Yeah, followed by Torrey Holt. You know what I'm saying? It's like they both really, really kind of were at the apex and just got it done. You know what I'm saying? They played on some very, like the greatest show on turf team that Holt played part of. He was kind of the centerpiece of that team, and it's like, they had weapons, but he was doing the heavy lifting, you know, and linking up with Warner. You know what I'm saying? When they
so really you say Ward and Hope,
them the two shoe-ins because they got bowls. You know what I'm saying? The rest of them got to go in on resume. So it's like, you know, the whole list is extremely, extremely. Well, I'd say underrated. You know what I'm saying? Even just to be honest, because boys don't know about what Herman Moore and Sterling was doing before he did that to his neck. You know what I'm saying? Like they were real ones. And then it's like Ocho, you know what I'm saying? Even with the antics, it's nasty just from playing the position standpoint. You know, he might not even had a resume, to be honest, because he might not even got one in New England when he was just.
I don't think Ocho.
I don't think he got one.
I don't think so. But I do get what you're saying about. I didn't even think about that. Hines Ward
like
and
Steve Smith can like body of work he can get in. Reggie Wayne. Well, Reggie Wayne's going. I missed him.
Did he get one in Indianapolis?
Yeah,
he did get one.
Definitely. Him and Marvin got one. Yeah, for sure.
So I get what you're saying in terms of Ward, Holt, and now Wayne, they do have championships. You think those three, that separates those three?
Shoe-ins. Yeah, those are shoe-ins.
All right, and everybody else
the rest got to look at their resume. You know what I'm saying?
Cole, what you think?
I like everyone you just mentioned. However, I'm going to go on a different route. I have to. Sterling Sharp is my childhood favorite receiver. To me, I thought he was the next best thing to Jerry Rice. The only reason why he's not even heard of in the category of being the best ever is because of the neck injury.
Okay. So
he should be the first person to go into the Hall of Fame.
Based on his body of work?
Based on his body of work and what he was doing?
Real spit, that was tragedy, yo.
I wanted to cry. He was like one of my favorite receivers of all time. Like, he's going number 1 for me. Number 2, I'll probably have to go with it's a coin flip between Reggie and Andre Johnson for their body of work. I think their body of work is better than everybody else's on there. However, actually, it's kind of hard because Steve Smith to me is also.
That's what I thought because I know you really.
And Steve Smith is my guy. Yeah. So like, it would be Sterling Sharp, and then it would probably be. I'll probably have to take Steve Smith and then Andre Johnson, then Reggie Wayne, and then everybody else.
It's a hard list, man. I mean, the top ones y'all pick, I can understand. I'm gonna roll with, man. Okay, I'm gonna roll with the Super Bowl, and I'm gonna roll with. For me, I'm looking at this list. I gotta say the Super Bowl, and I gotta say who was the biggest target on the Super Bowl
Mhm.
team. In that sense, I'm gonna go with Holt. And then the reason why I say that for me with Holt is because I've never seen anything that like that Rams offense. I've never seen like that Rams offense was so potent. I don't know any defense. I'm trying to, and when I was writing this out, I'm
The
like,
Jets.
who could stop them? No.
I'm messing with
Yeah,
you.
you definitely messing with me.
That Tennessee defense gave them all they had.
Yeah.
That one classic
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
But if you
where the
think
boy came
about
up a yard short.
that, and I think that was 99 or 2000, like sometimes we can see things. I always say this about Terrence Crawford, and I always go back to the Earl Spence performance. Like when I used to watch the Rams, it didn't look real to me. Like how fast they were. Like I didn't think Kurt Warner was that good, but then when I look at how he throwing, like he didn't even have to be a great quarterback. They were so fast. And then you talk about the multi-purpose back with Marshall Faulk. I never seen an offense like that. I mean, prior to that, I would argue 90s Cowboys.
Mhm.
Maybe my favorite team in the 80s was the 49ers. Joe Montana, Rice, Roger Craig.
They just weren't as dynamic.
But they just wasn't as dynamic as that Rams. And I don't know if we'll ever see anything like that. And I'm talking about just speed.
Mhm.
So I'm going to take the top receiver off that. I'm going to go with Holt. I think he has to get in. Right after that, I'm in the area of Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson, Steve Smith. I definitely get the Hines Ward. I do think Hines Ward has to get in. I think Sturdy Sharp has to get in. Just their influence on those offenses. I hate to leave Herman Moore out.
Yeah,
it's just
Herman
like
Moore's got to go.
Yeah.
The numbers he put up while Barry was toting the thing like
they
that.
just did so bad.
Yeah.
Though. They just did so bad.
But his numbers, you know
His
what I'm
numbers.
saying,
You're
being the
right.
guy,
You're right.
He's the
You're
only
right.
receiver that you would think of in terms of
They
Yeah.
the thing about it is, and it's the sad
that
part
might have
about
been Rodney Pete's team.
the sad part about Herman Moore, you're right, is he did have great numbers. They just weren't significant, and that's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, it's not his fault, but it's just like I do think he'll eventually get in.
Because it's like they can keep Megatron out for the same reason.
Yeah, but his impact was so.
His impact was there.
It was.
Yeah.
It
You know what I'm
was.
saying?
It kept.
Herman Moore would go right
But-
before Chad Johnson for me. On
Yeah,
this.
I think Chad goes last.
Mhm.
I agree with that. Like
Okay.
Chad, I think Chad was a lot more hype. No disrespect.
I'm comfortable.
I wouldn't even be surprised if Chad would even go in. Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised like if Chad doesn't go. Period. Like that might be a debate for Odell going before Chad.
Nah, I think Chad was better than Odell because Odell was hot his first 3-4 seasons, but after that injury, he's been average.
Chad is really known.
and he crumbed that Super Bowl. I'm
Yeah.
telling
But
you,
Chad
Odell,
was really
Chad
ain't
was
do
great
nothing.
for like 8 years.
Yeah, but it was hype.
It
They
was-
didn't do
it
nothing in
was
Cincinnati.
gimmicky. They had a mean offense with Carson Palmer and Hushmanzada and them, man, in some kind of
He
way.
he was killing people up into Revis is
Rudy
the one who ended
Johnson.
a lot of careers, man.
Yeah, Darrell did hold it down.
Yeah, but did anybody? All right, even
defense.
on that debate right there, did anybody really shut down Odell like Chad was shut down? I know Revis is a different animal. Revis is arguably one of the top 5 cornerbacks of all time.
I mean, he doesn't put. It's a combination of him not putting up numbers and then this being a real steady crop of cornerback talent. You know what I'm saying? Like Stingley, Sauce. It's like these boys is locking guys like that up easy.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay,
it's bigger matchups out there. You know?
Even all right. Let me put it to you like this about Chad. At the height of his career, which we would say was Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, I can't remember him. You know,
That was probably the height of his career.
That was the height of his career.
Do you consider him to be a number 1 receiver at that time?
I think he was.
he was.
I think he was.
Who played in his era that was also rivaling him?
He had a great era. It was a lot of talent around.
He was a Terrell Owens era.
Randy was around.
Randy was around.
So again, you think he was better than Randy?
No,
we're not saying better,
But in that time,
he was still
up
he was
in
still top
I don't
5.
ever recall him being a. I don't
Steve
debate
Smith
him
was
being.
around?
I don't debate him being a top 5. But can you say he was the guy one particular year?
You can't because he's playing in the era with Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
That's like, could anyone say there was a guy when Jordan was around? No.
Nah, but I mean, you could say that about LeBron. I mean, people came and won. But that's my counter argument to LeBron being the GOAT is like other people won. How can you be the GOAT when other people won?
True.
That's what I'm saying about Chad. Other receivers were dominant when you were.
He wasn't the best.
He wasn't the best. He wasn't, but
But that's what I'm saying, though. But see, that's what I'm saying.
And he
We're
was the
talking
man
about
on his
like-
squad.
like we said with Torrey Holt. on that offense, he was the best receiver. Many people could argue, hands down, he was the best receiver that year they won the Super Bowl.
He was.
Right?
He was, because it was him and
Right.
Bruce were the two vets.
One thing I give Steve Smith, your guy, there have been years where I thought he was not only the top receiver, he was a top punt returner.
Mhm.
No argument. Steve Smith has been one of the best receivers of all. Andre Johnson, top 1 or 2. Okay, maybe Megatron right with him.
With all them quarterbacks, it's like,
and Andre didn't have a quarterback. Yeah. Chad don't stick out like that to me. That's all I'm saying. He was a top 5 receiver.
But he would be the last on this list.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think Chad would be the last.
Mhm.
I think
that was a Cincinnati fan back then. Like
I get it because I was.
I
get it because I was very impressed by them in Carson Palmer. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I was impressed by them, and I felt like they're probably one of the more underachieving organizations with the potential that they have.
Yeah,
but I just think he gets in last on this receiver. All right, let's stay with receivers then. That case, give me 4. Who is on your Mount Rushmore? Let's go with you, Cole, for NFL wide receivers of all time. Give me 4. Mount Rushmore, you got the 4 faces.
Sterling Sharp.
Ooh, you put Sterling in the Mount. Okay.
Jerry Rice.
It's your list.
Jerry Rice.
Okay.
Megatron. Randy Moss.
Not bad.
And if you were to give me a switch out one, I might put Chris Carter on there.
Okay. I'm more inclined to do Chris Carter on your list than Sterling Sharp, but I get it. You already said how important Sterling Sharp was to you. All right, Ro, your turn.
We're going to say Randy. We're going to put Fitz on there.
That's not
We're going
bad.
to put Larry Fitzgerald on there.
Not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad, Ro.
Damn, that's a good one.
That's not bad. That's not bad, Ro. I didn't think about that. I forgot about my man. That's not bad.
We're going to rock with Michael Irvin. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Playmaker. Cocaine Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. And
give me one more. Those are good. Fitz, you made a believe out of me.
Yeah.
Fitz.
I know I got Megatron up there too.
Megatron.
Man.
Okay.
Who was your first one?
Randy.
Randy.
No
so
question.
no Jerry Rice on your
You
list.
didn't put Jerry?
I can't. You know what? Yeah. How many faces on Rushmore?
4.
Just 4?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he on there before Megatron then. Bet that. I got to take Megatron off just for Megatron was the perfect set of gifts and a perfect, if you could chisel a receiver and give him a skill set, you know what I'm saying, with a radius of catches and the things he could do. It's unfortunate it never quite got there. He's got that similar Barry story. He saw the light and didn't, ride the wheels till, I can understand. He wasn't getting enough help. If he was on this Detroit team, they bet that. They'd done that.
That's true.
But you brought up a good point, man. Like Fitz messed my whole thing up. It messed my whole thing. All right.
Fitz was crazy.
Yeah,
Fitz was crazy.
Fitz messed my
Fitz
whole
was
thing
crazy.
up. Like,
I have a question with
What?
Fitz.
you do? I mean, I can understand why.
I have a question to y'all.
I don't think he did it. Did he do it? He didn't win one.
Was Terrell Owens better than him?
That's a matchup.
Yep.
That's a matchup. I'm gonna say Fitz. I'm gonna tell you why.
No, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. I got a legit reason why. You could pull it up on your stats right now if you want to, Chuck. Terrell had too many drops. Too many drop passes. Fitz did not drop the ball. Now, physically gifted, Terrell is. I give you that. But way too many drops. It's been multiple seasons where he's led the league in drops. That's easy for me. But I mean, it's a matchup. It's definitely a matchup. I mean, I just think Terrell had too many drops. Now, he did make up for it. He had a Super Bowl appearance. I think Fitz had a Super Bowl appearance too against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
For me, it's Fitz. Now, my 4, Megatron, Randy, Jerry. Oh, man. Who is my 4th? Man. I should go old school on y'all, but I don't want to be that biased. All right, Megatron, Randy, Jerry. I got to go Irvin. Just because they won. 3 Super Bowls. And a lot of people don't understand. I don't think Dallas, first of all, Dallas had one of the greatest offensive lines of all time. Not taking anything away from Emmett. I prefer my man over here. But I gotta say the playmaker. I just got it 3 Super Bowls as a receiver. He gotta be up there. Now, if they told me you gotta scratch the face off and put another one, Roe messed me up with Fitz. I got Fitz. And I like T.O. I'm just more of a critic of T.O. because I just couldn't quite understand T.O.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
You hit T.O. in the mouth, he gonna drop that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That was
he had
perfect
too
for
many
T.O.
drops, and it's like this. Okay, you start off in San Francisco, you complain about your quarterback. Cool. All right. First round of playoffs, I get bounced. They send you to Baltimore. They give you the best contract. You're like, nah, I ain't even going.
Wait. He might have went to where
No.
Philly first, huh?
No. I'm about to get that. You don't remember? They sent him to Baltimore, but he didn't go. He refused to go. He ended up in Philly. You see what I'm saying? He ended up because he was supposed to go to Baltimore. He's like, I don't want to go. He complained. They was like, nah, don't worry about it. He go to Philly, who was going to the NFC Championship at that time. Now, he did help them get to the Super Bowl, but then it was like you get to Philly and you complaining again. So I just thought T.O. for me can't be on my Rushmore. It ain't got nothing to do with stats. He just the drops and the complaining.
Can what's his name make it?
Who?
Tariq Hill.
Possible. Because see, my Rushmore is this, and this is no knock on Tariq Hill, but I got to see it. I know I can take when I say Rushmore. I know I can take Randy Moss, Megatron, Jerry Rice, and Michael Irvin. I could put them in this era. Nothing drops. In fact, their numbers probably go up because you can't hit nobody this year.
Can you imagine Tariq in that era? No one's guarding him.
But in the
except
80s,
for Deion.
But in the 80s and 90s, when you can actually hit receivers.
But you got to be able to hit them. You got to catch them to hit them.
Tyreek kind of strong. He get off the line. I mean, that kind of style.
I get what y'all saying because of the threat he poses, and it's a great question.
Cornerbacks weren't that big too.
But
it's like,
I just don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I know for a fact, like we know we could put Randy Moss in any era, right?
Yeah.
We know Megatron, as physically gifted as he was, is a problem. Jerry Rice may not be the speed wise, but
route
the hands.
running, the
route running.
Precision.
You could argue Fitz, even Sterling, if his career ain't cut short, because you make a good point. He could arguably be one of the best. His trajectory at that time was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even better than Shannon.
I mean, tell you who I'm taking over Megatron. Right, I'm sitting here listening to y'all. I got Jerry Rice. I got Randy Moss.
You kicking Megatron?
I got Michael Irvin.
Yeah, who's the bum that shot himself? He's better than Megatron. He got a ring.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No, Plexico.
I'm looking at not Plexico. I'm looking at what was my guy in
Drew Hill. If we gonna do that
in the Colts, Marvin Harrison, though.
Yeah, slept on
Marvin Harrison, but
him or Reggie, like both of them got chips, and
we missing the main one though. Antonio Brown.
AB.
I can't put him on my Rushmore because he's a psycho.
Honorable
CTE case.
Honorable mention.
AB.
Honorable mention.
He does
AB,
everything.
you need to get help, bro.
Nah.
He catches everything.
Help,
best feet, best hands, best release.
Okay. Let me ask you this. All right. Let's just go. Let's just go. We're doing Rushmore. Is AB better than Megatron? Whose is more scarier to the defense?
Yo, AB
I'm
was
serious. I'm gonna be honest, yo.
AB did everything.
I'm gonna be honest. He's a matchup problem.
Why? Because his speed?
Yeah, for everything.
He
was a savant.
Listen,
he was the best receiver on the most dangerous team for multiple teams.
But his team was better. Think
on multiple occasions. But he was by far the wild card.
Think about if Megatron had a quarterback. See, that's the thing about Megatron and Andre Johnson. Think about the physical. Think about the physical gifts they had. Think about if they had a great quarterback. Think about what Megatron would be if he was on a winning. Like,
see,
do
that's
you know?
Easy to say.
But look,
Randy is the only one that was overwhelmingly.
Yeah, but Randy Moss is in the category by himself because of what nobody could do that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, think about Megatron. 6'5", 230, 240. He ran a 4.3 at the combine. He played on a team where they didn't win a game in one season.
But I think we all agree on those three. I think we agree on Megatron, Jerry Rice, and Randy Moss.
Okay, so who
It's
you
that
replacing?
fourth one.
No, we agree on
but who
Jerry,
do you,
Moss and
he took Megatron out for Marvin.
You took
He took Megatron out
Oh.
for Megatron out for Marvin Harrison. I'm out on that. I can't do that. As good as Marvin, because here's the thing. I can even, and I'm being biased.
Peyton
I
Manning
can
spiral terrible.
but look, I can match. Listen, if I switch, I'm just gonna stay in the AFC South. If I switch Andre Johnson, prime Andre Johnson, and put him on that coach team with Peyton Manning,
They won it.
arguably the best receiver all
They
the
won
time.
it. I ain't gonna say that.
Arguably.
Peyton weak ass he spread the ball around.
But
you know
I'm
what
just
saying?
saying.
Like,
But
he
I
would've
mean,
put up no
it's
more-
hard because I
Nah.
forgot about Marvin
he was
Harrison.
being poorly utilized, just like he would have been poorly utilized anywhere else and top heavy. The problem was he landed on that Detroit team and in the era that he landed in, when they was only willing to spin and load the wagon the way they did.
But just
So
think
it's like,
about the matchup nightmare he was, though.
he would, and it's like they would find a way to like override it, like they did Chris Paul to the Lakers. It's like the league wouldn't even allow some shit like that. It's like, man, nah, fool. You tipped the
Because the
balance
thing
of
about it
power.
is, if you
like
gonna
if he
throw,
went to like LA or
if-
like buddied up when
if you gonna throw
Tampa,
T.O. in there, Megatron is a bigger, stronger, physical, more catch the ball more.
I ain't throwing
reliable than
T.O. in there.
Okay.
T.O. can't
Yeah.
go. T.O. can't go.
Yeah.
So
like-
y'all sleeping
And T.O.
on.
can go today.
That's
And
what I'm saying,
that's crazy.
bro. Like T.O. with Steve Young, them Niners.
I can't put him on my.
I love T.O. T.O. is definitely honorable mention, but after I thought about A.B.,
Yeah, AB was a problem because that's what I'm saying. He kept ended up on loaded
He
ass
definitely in the
teams.
hall.
he had no weaknesses.
He's
He had
definitely
no
in the hall.
weaknesses.
Yeah, you're right.
He
You're right.
had
You're right.
no
You're right.
weaknesses.
You're right.
You
He's
can't-
definitely in the hall.
Right, you can't detract from his excellence simply because he was on stacked ass teams. Because it was like he was the man on the stacked ass team. He
Oh,
just
you're
half
right.
retarded.
It's
He's
a
like
good
Kyrie
point.
out
Like
there.
Harrison and AB, they right there.
He
They
like
right
Kyrie.
there.
He like
Yeah.
Kyrie when
Yeah.
his mind right. When AB is there,
It's a good comparison.
I mean, man, you feel
that's a good
me? But,
comparison. All right, let's talk about who
That's
you
an
prefer.
excellent comparison.
Let's stay in football, then we'll get to basketball. Who would you prefer? Who is the better two-sport athlete? Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson. Let's start with you, Cole.
I gotta say, Bo.
Why?
Bo was speed, power, finesse, everything. I think Deion was prime time. Don't get me wrong. A lot of it was predicated on speed,
There you go.
and natural ability. But it was just something he was just gifted. He was like the god of war when it came to being a football player. Bo Jackson, man, it's just weird. You got speed, finesse. He was LeBron James of football.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Ro, who you got?
Big facts. No, everything my man said.
Yeah.
Right quick. Hey, yeah, if you remember Tecmo Bowl, you remember the Raiders on Tecmo
Hey.
Bowl. That was
Undefeatable.
very there's common sense decision. Taking nothing away from Prime. Prime was freakish in his own right. However, just being predicated on speed, you got to go with Bo because the world had to stop Bo.
Can I tell you why I'm gonna choose Prime before Bago? Just because I thought when I saw the list, I debated on it for the.
I gotta hear this.
Yeah.
So Prime not only played two sports, but in NFL played two sides of the ball, right? So I looked at that, and while he was and he got chips on both teams in the NFL and in the MLB.
Good point.
And so
Great
I
point.
look at it like this dude got a Frisco chip, a Cowboys chip, and
You're right. I made that resume.
But that's talking about winning. We talking about athlete.
No,
I'm saying it. Why?
It's like-
I think he won like that because he was.
do they both have Olympic gold, like sprinters
I
or
don't
something
think so.
crazy?
Nah.
Or something? No.
Portugal was a world class athlete. Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson
Yeah.
definitely was, and so was
Yeah.
Deion, at least
Okay.
sprinting
Yeah,
wise.
sprinting.
You know what I'm saying? But you're right because it's like it's easy.
that's
to,
winning, though.
But see, Chuck is right. It's easy to kind of forget about the resume and the longevity involved because it's like that combination of everything was, I mean, it had to have bad hip or something. I mean, think about it. It was like that had to happen because the way in which he played his physical gifts alone. I mean, I change lanes and go to the baseball down because it's like, have you seen the videos of him snapping bats like twigs?
Mhm.
And did you see him run up the
Run up the wall.
across the field, the ball one time.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was an outfit. This, I mean, talking about a man 6'2", 6'3",
Listen,
240, 250 pounds.
Listen. I'm gonna end it right here, Chuck. You brought up a
If
great.
they made him play
point.
defense, he would have been great. If they
Listen.
made him play both sides of the ball, it's
Chuck,
like,
you brought up a good point. You brought up a great point. I didn't think about that. Prime did play. He played punt return. He played receiver when he went to Dallas.
You're not throwing it to the
Right.
side.
When he went to Dallas, he was playing. I think he was playing like the one back on the
that's
outside.
how they coined the term "shutdown corner," kind
Yeah,
of predicated on what Deion did.
but my only counter argument to this is like, and people, the combine wasn't as big as it is now in the media. This man was 6'2", 215 pounds. I think he ran a 4.2.
He both.
You talking about Bo?
Yeah. He was 6'2", 215 pounds. Now Prime did it with the curl, pulled up
in the Ferrari,
in the limo with the curl with the goal. Don't get me wrong. Didn't stretch, went out there and ran a 4.2. But I'm with Cole on this. Prime was speed, brother. Like I remember in junior high, in my little small stint at cornerback. I mean, I was a safety. I love to hit. But our coach, we was talking about defensive backs, and our coach was like, do not watch Deion Sanders. And we were like, why not? It's like, because you can't do what he do. His feet, he's got bad positioning, but he was such a freakish athlete. His makeup speed. But I'm going to roll with Bo. Listen, Bo had a cartoon.
Yeah.
With Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, yeah.
But I can see that argument. Chuck, you brought up a great point. I forgot he did play.
Point.
And then don't forget, Deion played a football and baseball game in the same day.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Helicopter.
Yeah.
Whole game? No shit.
Yeah,
In
day.
the same day.
Left the Giant Stadium,
Yeah.
flew to Texas, suit up for the Cowboys.
Yeah. In the same day. I think it was the Falcons.
So yeah, it was Atlanta.
It was the Falcons and the Braves.
It was Atlanta.
And I think
Kansas
he did
City
it.
won it. He won it in Kansas City. He won it out in Kansas City.
No. He was playing for the Falcons. I think they played, and then he went and played with the Braves. And then he did, and I think he did it again with Cincinnati and somebody else, the Reds.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's an argument.
Yeah,
It's an argument. It's definitely an argument, but I got to ride with my man, Bo. All right, let's get down to it. Let's do one more, and then we get down. Let's get down to the NBA after this one. All right, I'm interested to know, safety-wise. I got two more, then we'll run through. Safety-wise, Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu? You go first, Ro.
Eddie.
Why?
He went to the U. It was nasty. He's probably the greatest of all time. Just in all masturbation.
Safety?
Eddie Reed.
Oh, my man, Ronnie Lott and all of them.
Yeah.
Rod Woodson?
We talking about the most stacked defense, and that was one of the nastiest ones in my era. Because it's like I could throw who's the white boy that was in Tampa.
Atwater.
Yeah.
Steve Atwater was a beast.
That's what I'm thinking about, bro. Atwater would hurt himself.
That was just hits, you know what I'm saying? That was just hits. Because it's like Cam Chancellor that played for
Seattle.
Legion of Boom not too long ago.
Shout out to the Legion of Boom.
And even Earl.
Earl Thomas. It's like,
but you going
it's
Ed
a rich
Reed
lineage, but yes, like Ed Reed on that particular defense, I got to because it was like those are two stout, nasty, incredibly historically good defense.
over Polamalu.
Yeah, because Polamalu was just, he loaded up the box. I got an affinity for the free safety as opposed to the strong safety because it's like I respect you being able to blitz and being that other linebacker just that can roam around with a little speed and you just got a Main Street. I respect it completely. But it's like, it's a one-trick pony. I'm always going to opt for the versatility. You know what I'm saying? It's like Eddie Reed going to get you a pick. Eddie Reed going to hit somebody in the mouth. Facts. Eddie Reed going to lock somebody up. Eddie Reed coming up at the secondary to do everything needs to
you're
be
right.
done.
That's a good point.
He was an extension of Ray Lewis.
So
Never
you
saying a
ain't
lot.
like the strong safety. The strong safety was just hitting for you. He was a hitter.
Yeah. It was great if he was good. It'd be great if he was as good as Palomalu. I mean, the way he would time that jump at the line when they would blitz him. You know what I'm saying? Was just incredible.
Through here.
I mean, because I'm saying they would try to get him with the snap count. You see the quarterback trying to beat him, and he would wait on the line some kind of way. I mean, juiced up, that Hawaiian Moana juice. You know what I'm saying? Like real tough. Like Lilo and Stitch, that boy out there, that island.
Through the line.
Yeah,
Through the line.
like that was incredible. Like taking nothing away.
Facts.
But rock with Eddie. I'm telling you. He went to the U. When in doubt, you throw up there, you boy. I'm telling you.
Oh, you got.
I can't disagree. I had to go with you, man. And it's hard because I would go 1A, 1B because I do like Troy Polamalu. I don't think he had any weakness to his game, and he's one athlete that never lifted weights. Everything was all body weights.
Calisthenics.
Oh yeah, all calisthenics. But I have to go with Ed Reed because I think he might have had a longer career by a little bit. They did win the Super Bowl. Yeah, well, they both won Super Bowl.
They both won Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's why it's comparable.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
But this is something special about Ed Reed. I think the way that he also, I think, was a better coverage safety because he did lock up some tight ends and stuff too. So I had to go with Ed Reed.
I agree with that.
Eddie Reed came down here looking like Danny Glover, man. He played for the Texans.
Exactly.
For a minute, man.
And that's another thing too. Like Troy finished looking better.
Yeah.
Than Ed. Ed went out. So? Yeah, Ed came down. He looked bad for us.
He needed money though. You know what I mean?
But he looked bad.
He got to check.
Ed looked like Elijah One when he went to Toronto. Or when you went to Seattle.
For us, he wasn't hitting no more. He had a camp here. You got to understand. He came down here for the change. You got to understand the reputation the Texans had before they was ready to win. Fool, we've been giving away money since 2002,
I'm just saying,
2004. But it's been a free stop for whoever to come get some change.
You do remember when Elijah One went to Toronto, right?
I do, but his expectation was limited. He was royalty already. He might as well have been like a Zen ghost to just pop in and just bless the game, you know what I'm saying? Bless the present trajectory of the Rockets on some legacy shit. Because he should have retired here, but that's not how we don't pay. We don't. It's not the loyalist place.
Nah, because we let Warren Moon walk too.
We let everybody walk. They'll do everything.
Nolan Ryan.
We don't pay them. At the end of the day, they won't retire here. We'll hang them up retroactively. That's why Clyde came down here 1-1 and dipped because he was shot. You know what I'm saying? But Bake be talking about no, Clyde was shot and he would have been exposed quickly if he stuck around that following year with Barkley and them. You know what I'm saying? It was like. Nah, that's why he dribbled like that, my man. You know what I'm saying?
Head down.
Yeah, head down. He got one goal. He gonna do it right out here. Like I mean, I ain't mad at him either. Shout out to Drexler. I'm old school. I used to go to the barbecue spot. Yeah, five slammer jammer, third one.
Shout out to my man Clyde Drexler, UMH, man. All right, let's get to the NBA, the playoffs news. All right, let's talk about it, man. Boston sweep Indiana, and of course Dallas. Dallas is still dealing with the Timberwolves 3-1. Let's start with Boston sweeping Indiana. Was anything surprising to either one of y'all? Let's start with you, Cole, about that.
No, not surprising at all. They shouldn't even have beat the Knicks, man.
That's
but
true.
At the end of the day, Boston probably had the easiest route because every team that was supposed to oppose them got injured.
Mm-hmm.
And when Halliburton, and when they blew that first game, I already knew it was going to be a sweep. You kind of took their hearts with that. But I was impressed. I will say I was impressed with Nembhard. I think Siakam needs to do more. I'm still not impressed with Boston so much because I don't feel like they show up all the time.
Right.
And I think that whoever wins the West will probably beat them anyway.
Now, if you're Indiana, let me put you in the GM mode, Code. If you're Indiana, is there anything that you would consider doing in the offseason to make your team better? Do you run it back? Do you consider different people?
I think you run it back because I think they have a young team that can grow together, and they're missing Mathurin. And Mathurin comes back, Mathurin gets a little bit better.
That's
I think
true.
they'll be
I forgot
good.
about him,
but I still don't think they're good as the other teams that are in front of them.
Okay,
I can't see them beating a healthy Sixers. I can't see them beating a healthy Knicks. I can't see them beating Boston just yet. And then there's teams right there. Like if they would have played a Miami Heat, would they beat a healthy Miami Heat? I doubt it. I think they just had the luck of the draw where every team they faced was injured. Face the Bucks injured, face the Knicks injured, and even they could have, if they won that first one in Boston, I think they would have won at least another game or two because their confidence level.
So based on what you're saying and what I'm hearing is, let me ask you this question. did Indiana overachieve this year?
I can't say they overachieved because the other teams had injuries. I think they did what they were supposed to do.
Okay.
And that's a sign of a good team too, because you beat who you're supposed to beat who's in front of you. I just think that this was their opportunity to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. If they would have just showed up in game one and maybe stole a game or two here or there, because Porzingis is out.
Okay.
But I can't see them doing this again next year. I think all the teams that they beat and all the teams that had injuries, they'll be back, and other teams are going to revamp themselves. But I just see Boston and New York being the cream of the crop in the East.
All right, Ro, what do you think about that? What do you think about? Were you surprised? Did you expect Boston to sweep Indiana? How did you feel about that series?
Yeah, I was surprised to see Boston sweep them. Boston is pound for pound better than they are, just point blank, period. But at the end of the day, they did play them close and fought. I mean, they showed me a lot, frankly. They overachieve? That's a great point. Whether was it more opportunistic, just making use of a good opportunity? I think so, because I mean, even with the addition of a Mathurin healthy, you know what I'm saying, still kind of puts them in limbo, and that's saying he just made a leap. You know what I'm saying in terms of what's going on. But I think you got to go back and add a piece. You know what I'm saying? Cole was dead on with all of that. It's like everybody's got to do a little more, ideally. And then returning healthy with everybody else returning healthy, does that really change up all that much out east? And it's like, arguably no, because it's like you got different animals at the end of the day that they would have had to see, and it would have looked differently. So
right.
Not taking nothing away. They're a great young team, but the East is like the East was back when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of way it's the easier of the two leagues to come out of.
That's
so
true.
For that, Boston, be wary alone, because it's like either one of these teams coming out west gonna really give you a problem depending on what the health.
We're gonna get to that too. I mean, just to add to that, I think y'all both hit the nail on the head. I wasn't really impressed. I really thought, I told Cole this before we got on the air. I mean, I wasn't disappointed in Indiana, but I felt like New York would have gave us a better series. I felt like they could have won 6 to 7 games with New York.
New York all alone gave them a game.
Yeah,
you know I
just think New York. I think New York with the grit. I don't see a lot of grit from Indiana. I think New York would have fought. I think Bronson would have figured out a way to get them at least 2 games, if not a 7-game series. And so the luck of the draw just played, to Cole's point, it played in Indiana's favor. New York got, they ended up getting injured at the right time for Indiana to get past them. They did what they were supposed to do. I think for Indiana, that's why I asked the question if they overachieved. I say yes. It wasn't done in glaring fashion. Like, it wasn't like, oh, they actually did something that was monumental. I say they overachieved because at the end of the day, they can say they reached the Eastern Conference Finals. They didn't. Nobody had them picked. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't have them getting picked. I actually thought New York could sweep them.
I'd have lost money every time you.
I thought New York was that much better. I do think they overachieved because they can say, if you look at their team, they can say they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. But for me, they have a lot of work. Now, you did find out about guys off the bench that'll help you make decisions about next year. I think Halliburton is a good player. I'm not going to say
he's a great player.
Here's the thing.
Doesn't play no defense.
He doesn't, for the talent that he has, I think he can give. I know, but I think he can give more. I just think, and I think this playoff show, if I'm talking to him next year, I know you had the injury. We need more. Because you can give us more. There were spurts in the season when you gave us more. We need more. If we're not going to make big changes to this team, and it don't look like they're going to bring somebody high end on free agency, then you got to give us more. Siakam's got to give us more.
Miles Turner's got to give us
and that's what I was about to say. I was most let down by Miles Turner. I thought he could give us, definitely, he's got to give us more. I know he likes to shoot, but that kid has got high talent. He's got to give us more. Right. So I think they overachieved, but I think it also shows that they got some areas. Their big 3, which I'm going to say right now, is Turner, Halliburton, and Siakam. I think they need more. You learned a lot from the TJ kid. He showed a lot of heart and grit. I like how he didn't win the battle, but he went at Jalen Brunson. He wasn't scared to. So I like that you found out about a couple of those guys. The other guy you was talking about too that came off the bench, he did
He's
well.
freakish.
Yeah,
The other guy.
Yeah. So they found out some things. I like it. All right, Dallas leads the series over Minnesota. They play tonight 3-1. Let's start with you, Ro. Do Dallas close it out tonight?
I don't want them to.
You want to keep
I
going?
don't want them to. I want to see this a little bit more. Plus, in the grand scheme of things, I think that more time for Boston doesn't really equate. I mean, the way I'm looking at it, they both overwhelmed Boston in the
I think
matchup,
so, too.
even with Porzingis. Just in my humble opinion of it. I want to see Ant-Man grow a little bit more before they just dismiss. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie and them ready made for this chip. You know what I'm saying?
Now you said you want, but do you think that Minnesota they're going to pull it out tonight? Because I get the narrative. You do want Ant-Man to keep going.
Yeah, I think they're going to pull it out.
It would be
tonight.
Good for Ant-Man to have a great
tonight.
Performance tonight.
I think they're going to pull it out tonight. Like
I
think it's really scripted for Kyrie to ride off with that championship in Boston. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie gets revenge on Boston. Luka gets his first one. Deuces to everything. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's really the way I'm angling everything. But I'm hoping it's not tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've seen Minnesota do what just for one game. I've seen Minnesota do what it takes to win. They are capable of doing this. They are Minnesota, but they are capable of taking it 7 the way it should have been. You know what I'm saying? They have enough talent and enough things going on right. You know what I'm saying? There are no, if Cat don't get in foul trouble, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things they can do to really make it difficult, even with Luka and Kyrie throwing them their best shot. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes them dangerous and attractive in the first place.
You got Dallas pulling it out tonight?
I have Minnesota winning. I actually have Minnesota beating them by double digits
tonight.
I think that win of the last game is going to give them confidence, but I think Dallas comes back and ends it in Game 6. If it goes 7, then I think Dallas might have let this one slip away.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it's going Game 6, and I think what's going to change is that Cat's confidence is going to be up, and he's going to be looking to score more. Because my issue when watching the game is that they get a lot of switches with Luka, but they don't post Luka up. They don't do that. I'm like, you got whether it's Gobert or you have Cat, just turn around and shoot over him, and that doesn't happen. So I'm hoping going forward that they take advantage of that tonight, which I think they will, and I also think Edwards has a big game.
I hope so. I'm kind of like you all. I hope it continues. But if I'm Dallas, and I do think Dallas is going to win this series, I think they need to close it out tonight. Because for me, if you go back to Minnesota tonight and you for me, the energy that Anthony Edwards brings, to me, Anthony Edwards, much like an 80s Jordan, I am going to use that comparison. He just needs a spark. And I think if Dallas doesn't close it out tonight, it's definitely dangerous. Not saying that Minnesota, if they do win tonight, they will win the series. But for me, seeing what I've seen from Minnesota, a young, energetic team, if I'm Dallas, I'm a veteran team, well-seasoned, put the fire out tonight. Don't play with these young guys. Don't give – because here's the thing. Tonight, Minnesota, they're going to play with – ain't no pressure.
Yeah.
Ain't no pressure. That's dangerous when you're playing a young team, especially a young team that's guided by a young, energetic superstar who's looking to continue to make a statement in the playoffs.
And let's keep it real. They've been up every single game. They've been up double digits every single game. They should have won Game 1.
Mm-hmm.
They should have won Game 2.
There's been some wily veteran shit going on.
Right. And I'm not going to lie. I'm glad you said that because I'm going to tell you something. I kept looking at the defense of Minnesota, and I kept looking at the offense of Dallas, and I said to myself, Minnesota's going to win this. Like, they're going to win this. The way they played defense against Denver, I thought, that's championship level.
The inside is changing. The lively kid is banged up. Kleber is banged up. They're trying to work him back in, and he can't really do much. They really short on bigs is the problem. Gafford is their only big. They got Gafford, man.
But let me say this. Let me say this.
Let
me say this. To me, it's and I've said this about this guy. It's Irvin, man.
Uncle Drew will be vintage tonight.
Yeah.
It will be vintage Uncle Drew tonight for the win.
Well, if he gives them something epic, I can't argue around that. That's really all it's going to take is for him to give them an epic 46 in
Well,
Minnesota.
Not
But he
even
doesn't.
epic.
He
It's
doesn't
gonna-
have a
It's
memo.
gonna
He
be a
doesn't.
buzzer beater.
Nah.
I'm trying to tell you.
No, I don't see it.
Nah,
I don't
nah,
see
nah.
it.
Because
see Edwards
Minnesota's
dropping
gonna be
40.
fighting hard. He probably
I don't see
I
will.
see
it.
Edwards dropping
It's
40.
gonna be
'Cause the
Uncle
thing
Drew
is-
with the buzzer
But
beater
see,
for
the
the
same
win.
Uncle Drew is starting. That car starting just like his Uncle Drew too. It don't really go in the first half. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I ain't
but that-
seen him
but-
cook in the first half.
Well,
yet.
but
he gonna have to give you 46.
Game one.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Did
You
he-
got to,
Yeah,
and that's a
well,
good point. But you also got to remember this about and that's the thing that's dangerous about him. He's waiting. He's playing the Robin role. See, when he's playing with LeBron, it was kind of that little, man, you ain't doing it, so I'm gonna do it. He's sitting back and he's patiently waiting. He's letting Luka get his mojo.
Yeah,
Now,
stat
and
stuff.
the reason why, no. The reason why I'm saying it is because, Ro, you got to give him credit. Those games that he's seen, he sat back and Luka didn't do his thing, instantly put on his Robin cape.
in the second half.
Yeah,
like
but-
them boys
but
were
they-
looking bad collectively.
But the thing about it is, if they close out tonight, they beat Minnesota 4-1.
It'll be on Jason Kidd. I mean, yeah, and they as they should. I mean, they're being out coached. I even feel. You know what I'm saying? It's like Chris Finch got a couple of. There have been a couple bad
Definitely being
rotations.
our coach.
The infamous
Yeah,
Rudy
definitely.
Gobert switch. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
what's
With Jason
killing me.
McDaniels, you know what I'm saying? At the top for the game. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like Dallas and earned everything they got, but these have been heavyweight bout games where it's like, touche, sir. I'm just saying, Minnesota got a couple more in them. You know what
Hey,
I'm saying?
I want
if
Minnesota
Dallas
to.
doesn't, and then just like Cole said, they really playing with fire if it goes 7. You know what I'm saying? If they mess
No,
around and
I
have
agree.
to come back
I
to
agree.
Minnesota.
I agree. I just think for me, if you get down to it, if everybody continues to play, and then we'll go to a commercial break after this. If everybody continues to play the way they play, the X factor is this. What do you do with Kyrie Irving in reference to Lively, Gafford? Here's what's killing Minnesota. There's nobody that can stay in front of him. No disrespect to Ant. Ant has been on defense, but here's the thing. Kyrie Irving is special. They have not been able to, and I don't think anybody will. Can anybody stop him from getting in the lane? When he gets in the lane, he's making right, left-hand layups off the glass, not
Best
the glass.
Best finish
Now,
in the game.
here's the thing. As Rudy Gobert and Karl Towns, as they sitting there, they're being put in a bad position because
They're playing drop coverage.
they're playing drop
Mhm.
coverage. And here's the thing. Lively, Gafford. Okay, Kyrie get by his man. Nobody can stay in front of him. And that's been for years. Teardrop, 1. Off the glass, 2. Pull-up jumper, 3.
No, lob 4.
Hold on. I'm about to get to
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. I'm about to
okay.
get to the lob. Go underneath the basket. Score that. So then you back up. Okay, I'm still gonna hit this 15-foot jumper. Okay, I'm gonna kind of play both ways. I just toss it up.
Yeah.
They cannot stop that.
Yeah.
They cannot. Nobody has been able to stop that. And that's why I keep telling you right now.
Who was the bigger guard they had on them? Because they didn't have Ant on
They
him. the
had
other day.
Daniels on them.
Daniels
They
played
just
him
didn't
alright.
play them better.
Daniels
played him
and
right.
the other guy
Played him
bench,
all right,
Nickel
but-
Alexander.
but nobody can stop that.
Oh, no.
Only reason why they're able to get a game is if Luka starts going too much. When Kyrie is putting them in it, and that's what's so dangerous about Kyrie, is you can't stop me one-on-one, teardrop. You can't stop me one-on-one off the glass. If you step up, lob. If you back up, 15-foot jump shot. And it's putting Towns in a bad position. It's putting Gobert in a bad position. And you got to make a decision as Dallas. Even if you put a bigger guard on him, nobody can still stay in front of him. And you hope he go gunshot. But see, he's sitting back and he's waiting. He's waiting. Okay, Luka, what you going to do? And if Luka starts having an off night, that's been the series. That's been the series. Now, I do want Minnesota to come back. But I'm going to tell y'all this, and I'm going to go on record. Then we're going to go to commercial break. If Kyrie makes up his mind tonight, as much as I want to see, Ant-Man put on his cape, it's over.
It's a wrap. I concur.
Plain and simple.
Yo, rep the movement with Mo Serious Fashions. Copy your fresh snapback or hoodie or a tee. All representing the Mo City Podcast, Debate with Bake, or Gloves Up, Guns Down. Everything is custom made with love from our top-notch manufacturers. We got a dope range of colors and sizes to fit your vibe. Everything from blue, red, green, black, white, and more. Rep the Mo and keep it fresh, fam. Hit up moseries.com/merchandise and order today. Let's go. Men's Fragrance, your home for 100% authentic men's cologne. We carry high-end fragrances like Creed, YSL, Gucci, Polo, and more with below retail prices. All orders come with free shipping. Order online at mens-fragrance.net. Men's Fragrance. Smell good for less.
All right, shout out to Chuck and Mo Sears. Go in there, go on mosears.com and cop that gear, cop those fragrances, order some stuff, support the label. We also need you to hit this like and subscribe button on Debate with Bait. You can also call in at 281-969-8190. Call in if you want to chime in. We also have the chat open. We live and direct. We got the man in the building. We got New York in the building. We're having a fantastic show. Go on mosears.com and get your gear. But we need you to like and subscribe on this Debate with Bait because we're giving away jewels. And I'm telling y'all right now, it's free. When this train get to rolling, because it's going. See, right now the snapback ain't that expensive, but when these ratings start going up, you're gonna have to give me $60. You know what I'm saying, for the snapback. So I'm just telling you. And the thing about it is, it ain't gonna just be in Houston, New York. It's everywhere. Because we did a show overseas. Me and Cole did a show with Alex. Shout out to my man Alex overseas. So it's worldwide. So right now the snapback is affordable. After a while, when we get VIP status, when we coming for y'all, I'm gonna need 50, 60 for that snapback. And then it's gonna go to the fitted, and the fitted gonna be 80, and the fitted gonna have all kind of designs. The label is gonna grow. So right now, I'm telling y'all right now, it's affordable right now, but don't get me going. All right, let's get back into it. All right, so now I want to talk about this, and we'll briefly run through this topic. The All-NBA 2023-2024 Kia All-NBA teams were announced. First team goes Giannis, Luka, Jokic, Jason Tatum. The second team, Bronson, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Kawhi Leonard. And then the third team is Devin Booker, Stephen Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, LeBron James, and Domantas Sabonis. Now, highlight this. Notable players who were left off this year's All-NBA teams. You got my man De'Aaron Fox, 26.6 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, and 5.6 assists. I keep saying I want to say this dude's name is Pablo, but I'm going to say Banchero, the guy that plays for the Magic, who got his first All-Star appearance, was left off at 22.6 points a game, 6.9 rebounds, and 5-point assists. And then my man, which I do think he should have been on these teams, was Victor. That's right, Wemby. I can't say his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The Rookie of the Year, unanimous Rookie of the Year. 21.4 points a game, 10.6 rebounds, 3.6 blocks a game. And then, of course, Jaylen Brown. There's a case for him. 23 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3.6 assists. All right, let's start with you, Cole. We don't have time to go through all these teams, but being that we just read the people that probably maybe should have gotten some votes or possibly got on this team, is there anybody on these teams that, number one, you would put these guys in or put somebody else in on these All-NBA teams? Is there anybody that you think could come off, you could switch, possibly with these players that we're talking about at the bottom or whatever you got?
So I definitely think Jaylen Brown should be on there. And I definitely would probably put him in over Sabonis or LeBron. Or even Tyrese Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jalen Brunson I would have as first team, and I would take either Tatum or Luka off because I think he had a better year than both of them. Victor would definitely go on there as well. I think he's had a better season than LeBron and Sabonis and Halliburton as well.
Okay.
And Devin Booker is questionable too. I might take him off and put Jaylen Brown over him. So
I mean,
and Kawhi Leonard, he's injured for me all the time. I
can't
think
be on there.
I think LeBron and Kawhi Leonard really just got it off a name.
Yeah.
So,
what you think, Ro?
I'm really looking about the same, other than just the travesty of just JT being on the first team and them leaving the chocolate dude off. I mean, it's like, well, what's that about? I mean, come on, man. It's coming from a support. I guess I've been out there tanning. I ain't no light skinned dude no more. But you know what I'm saying? For the light skinned delegation, what's up with that, man? It's like, nah, y'all can't be slating the homie like that, man. It's like, put JB on there, man. Don't knock his contract. And definitely, you know, we sending the crib out there. It's like, you know, De'Aaron, you know, I mean, he could easily go on the first team statistically. I'm not sure exactly who else I would just bump per se, besides like I said, Kawhi for wherever he's at, just on the strength of he needs to hang it up. Um, yeah, man, no, we rocking, but those two snubs are really the ones that sleep off the page at them to me.
Right. I tell you what, I talked to Cole about this off the air. First of all, that first team, I definitely, for me, people not gonna like this, and I'll just say it. I'm taking Tatum, and I'm taking Giannis off, and I'm putting Bronson, and I'm putting Anthony Edwards. I just think that. And then did I leave Gilgeous Alexander off here? I think he was on the first team too.
Is he not on the first
Yeah,
team?
I think he is. I think that was a typo on my fault, but
He's got to be.
I just think that
It's null and void. But
I think Giannis has to go. Tatum has to go. Now they're not completely off of my All NBA list, but I just think Jalen Brunson and Anthony Edwards, what they've done this year is just they deserve to be on the first team. Both of them have gotten their teams. They've made good headlines. They've led both of their teams. They're young players, especially Anthony Edwards. I think he deserves to be on the first team. I'm taking Kawhi Leonard off. And the reason why I'm taking Kawhi Leonard off, and it's starting to weigh on me a lot with these NBA players, in particular with him. He's the poster child for me for this. He's injured every year. Every year. I say it all the time. The Clippers are suffering in the playoffs because that is your guy. Your team is built around your guy. When he's not there, that changes the trajectory of how your team plays. Now you're asking guys to do things that they were never meant to do on this particular team. Kawhi Leonard has got to go off this list, period, for me. No second team, no third team, none of that.
Matter of fact, Ant Davis and Durant both need a bump. They need to make like third team. Put them on third team. If you're just gonna legacy, put them on there like that, because it's like, nah, y'all boys didn't do enough.
Right.
I agree.
And it's to me, and I'm starting to do because here's what I'm starting to come to the conclusion of, and I'm talking to Kawhi Leonard, I'm talking to Anthony Davis, I'm talking to guys that are injured all the time. To me, if you're injured, Joel Embiid in particular, if you're injured, you're not getting in shape. You always hurt. I always tell people about Joel Embiid all the time. The reason why he gets hurt, he spends the offseason rehabbing. Once he gets back into the fold of the season, he starts to push himself more than his body can handle because he hasn't trained his body to go to another level. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard. If I'm the Clippers, I'm moving on. People are going to think I'm crazy. I'm moving on.
But watch, man.
He has not been healthy.
He came in camp in shape. I can remember significantly. He came in camp in shape, and
he looked in shape.
And it's just his body can't sustain. Yeah, he's got a lot of mileage on it at the end. Of the day,
I mean, he should be thinking about. I don't know if because he still can give you some significant minutes. Maybe you reduce his role. But you no longer can have him as the apex of your team and your offense because not because of skills and all that. It's just you don't know if he's going to be there. I'm with Cole.
Or like Meta World Peace.
Yeah.
He looked like Meta.
And I'm kind of with Cole on the Devin Booker thing. The travesty that happened in Phoenix. Mm-hmm. I could easily pull him off this list. And listen, everybody knows on this podcast that I'm biased to the De'Aaron Fox because he comes from the Houston area. But take Booker off, slide Fox in. Take Booker off, slide. I definitely would put Wemby on there. 3.6 blocks a game. Now, people are going to say, well, they didn't win. Yeah, but the disappointment with Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
Where's D Mitch? Where's Donovan?
Donovan should be on
Yeah.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And maybe I left him off. Maybe that's another typo. I thought he was on one of these teams, but I don't remember.
Definitely Donovan over Booker.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, even the
Darius
kid.
Garland.
Yeah, even the kid.
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't say Garland that far.
Yeah, I would-
Not all NBA.
Yeah. No, but even the kid, the kid from Orlando,
Yeah.
the Banchero
Paulo,
kid.
yeah, Paulo.
Yeah.
Banchero.
I mean, it's just to me, Booker, Kyrie Irving. I mean, not Kyrie Irving. Lord
Even
Jesus.
Steph.
Yeah. Well,
Did Steph put the numbers up? I mean,
yeah.
he was consistent enough.
They just didn't do nothing in Golden State. I think he earned it. James,
He
had
deserves a
some
legacy spot.
Well,
Right.
and he just
Yeah.
they had some games where he showed
Harden
you.
and Paul George kind of have legacy spots that they
Well,
just can at any given point in time.
Yeah, but
depending-
Harden significantly his production has went down. James has had 40-point games this year where we kind of like, okay, he's not aging. So I could see him being on third team. But Devin Booker, and maybe I'm just biased to what Cole is saying, I just think they underachieve in Phoenix.
Mhm.
I'm taking James Harden over Kawhi Leonard.
No, James Harden. does
I'm
not-
taking today.
No.
Today.
On today's.
No.
This is a 2024
No. I'm sorry. I can't go with y'all.
over Kawhi Leonard.
No.
So you would keep Kawhi instead of James Harden?
Yes.
After what you just said about
yes,
Kawhi?
yes, because I could take. I leave both of them off. James
Yeah, I
Harden,
would leave both of 'em.
yeah, both of them. James Harden, I love what he's doing. I love the new role, but it's goodbye. It's you had a great career. Goodbye. One thing I can say about James Harden, he has been to the playoffs every year. He's been in the league, but goodbye. Sometimes we need to let eras die, and his era is over with. He needs to go. Kawhi Leonard needs to go.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a young man's league. You know, any one of these guys, Fox. I mean, even Durant. I don't mind sliding Durant down a third team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I
either.
agree.
Yeah, I don't mind him. Like, I don't mind him, Curry, LeBron James. I actually
Yeah.
like Sabonis on the third team.
Yeah.
I
If
mean,
not higher. If
yeah,
not
I mean,
higher.
you could switch them out, but it's just for me, and that's the thing. We need to let go of these guys. Like, one thing I like about Bronson, that's why I say, to me, Bronson
Matter
and
of fact, you
Edwards,
put Jamal Murray on that third team too.
he could. It's arguable. You see what I'm saying? But see, the thing about, that's why I say I think they doing Bronson and Edwards a bad deal. Think about what those two have been doing in the playoffs. I know it's a regular season award, but don't those two, as far as elevating the league,
Oh, they're first teamers.
they should
No
be the
question.
first team.
No
And here's
question.
the thing. I said it the last week. John Morant has got to be licking his chops because Ant has taken that spot. You slide John Morant in here, he get his act together. Goodbye, Kawhi Leonard.
Mhm.
Goodbye,
Mhm.
Anthony Davis. Goodbye, LeBron James. LeBron might still have a little bit more. Kevin Durant, third team. Let's get these guys out of here, man. Let's get these guys out of here because at the end of the day, what Anthony Edwards and Jalen Bronson are doing is they're bringing in new, fresh blood that play both ends of the floor.
Mhm.
No more Harden specialists.
Feel me? Viewership is up.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
you know,
No more of that. No more. That's the one thing I love about Jalen Bronson that I think he don't get enough credit. He plays both ends, and he's a tough guy. Let's get these guys as superstars instead of guys that have
Mhm.
You know
mohawks
what? I'm
and
probably
step back.
taking over Book and even KD probably.
What's that?
Homie from New Orleans, dog, because he played great this year. Zion.
Yeah. If he stays healthy,
He had a great season.
if he
man.
stay healthy, he is there for me. He should be there.
Yeah, he should be on
Yeah.
this year. He's
Yeah,
had a
if
great
he-
game.
that-
He
the
needs to be there.
the
man.
thing-
based off his just
Yeah,
natural
the thing
ceiling.
about it is
Yeah.
when he's healthy, he's one of the best players in the league. You know,
I agree.
and it's just I don't know, man. I'm just sick of these. I'm sick of Harden, man. No disrespect, but bye. Goodbye. You had a great career. You're Hall of Famer, top 75, great. No championships, bye. I put him on the list. I keep forgetting to get to this list, Ro. I'm gonna put him on the list as one of them guys that never won a
Oh
championship.
yeah,
He's
Reggie
a
Miller and
champion.
Patrick Ewing and
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
yeah. He
All
goes
right.
there.
Yeah. All right. Let's get down
Patrick won a
to.
college championship.
He was a friendly dog. Oh, he's still gonna do it. He's still gonna do it.
All right. Let me get down here, boy. You crazy, man. All right. Let me ask y'all a question, and then we'll start wrapping up in a little bit. It's been a great show. I need y'all to hit that like and subscribe, though, man. We getting a great show. We got the man in here. We don't know the next time we're gonna have him in the studio, but it's going good. Shout out to my man Cole for being down here. All right, let's get to it. I just want to play a little bit of devil's advocate because I always had this conversation and I never bring it up. Which Orlando Magic player are you taking in their prime? And we'll start with you, Cole. Penny Hardaway or Tracy McGrady? Who are you taking in their prime? And I'm talking about both had injuries. Both were slighted to be the next after Michael Jordan, after Kobe Bryant. If you think about Penny, he had wars with Jordan. If you think about T-Mac, he had wars with Kobe Bryant.
So I'm a take Penny because Penny took him to the finals.
Okay.
Penny took him to the finals.
But the counter argument to that is there was a Shaq there.
Yeah.
Tracy didn't have that.
And a no Jordan lead too.
You still
But
rocking with Penny?
he knocked out Jordan.
Yeah,
to get there
true.
too.
The baseball
Even
team.
though it was him
night.
coming back,
It was
but
the baseball,
after
yeah.
he put up 45 on my Knicks. But
Yeah.
damn. I know overall McGrady is a better player because he's a better shooter. And he could do everything that, Penny was doing. But in that prime, if Penny never got injured,
It's your choice. It says who you taking. We just want to know who and why. It's a worthy debate.
that's actually hard, man. I'll probably go with T-Mac. I had to go with T-Mac. I mean, T-Mac was a better athlete, and it's hard to say he's a better athlete, but he was a better athlete. He's a better shooter. He's more skilled. Natural talent. I think he has more natural talent. I think Penny was like he had to work to be this talented. I guess you could say. So I'll go with McGrady. But
Okay.
I loved Penny though. I had to say that. I loved.
I'm gonna rock with Penny.
You going with Penny?
I'm gonna rock with Penny for the aforementioned reasons. Like you said, Penny took them to a final, albeit even with Shaq. We have to understand that T-Mac's prime is deceptive because it was like that wasn't the same freakish athlete T-Mac. T-Mac had to mess around and learn how to hoop. And Orlando got a T-Mac that was not banged up because he still was putting up numbers. If anything, he became more dangerous there because he had to really refine his game and become more well-rounded. Because it's like
Grant Hill got injured.
Exactly, and it's like I followed that guy back to Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Who this is Vince Carter's cousin. You know what I'm saying? That bloodline is just incredible. So the dunk and athleticism package alone was crazy because it was like he had the meanest dunk package ever. The way he dunked Sean Bradley and the way he dunked, it was several highlights, even as far as in a Rocket uniform, where it was like this guy has iconic moments in history. You know what I'm saying? 11 points in 9 seconds. You know what I'm saying? There's a T-Mac. Yeah, I witnessed it all, but at the end of the day, it couldn't get me to a final wherever it went, and that's not his fault. By
It's a great point.
Yao Ming too, right?
Yeah,
it's a great point.
Yeah,
it's a great point.
Like he was
crafty.
Yeah. He was crafty, T-Mac, and met a world peace. We got Ron Artest down here too. You know what I'm saying? It was like it's not his fault. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
at the end of the day, the piece that I would have to just build with and say was better was Penny. Because, I mean, even with Shaq, it just has one of the wild cards. You know what I'm saying? And I guess they didn't make it back after Shaq to counter that point. You know what I'm saying? But that was injury. You know what I'm saying? He crafted out not as nice a niche, you know what I'm saying, after he lost his athleticism.
Yeah.
It's like T-Mac became much better as his athleticism was diminishing. It was like he was on some globe trotting shit out there.
Averaging
No
30.
knees out there, no cartilage. It's Brandon Roy. You know what I'm saying? Out there doing it. So it's like, as much as I'm enamored with that, I got that in the noodle as a memory. You know what I'm saying? Here, T-Mac, you was always the one. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mac.
Chuck, what you think, man?
I'm torn, fam, because I
and I'm gonna come back to you. I want to ask you.
I had the Penny doll,
right?
And I ain't
the Chris
with
Rock
toys, but I had the little Penny,
the Chris Rock.
I had the little Penny. I had the Penny Sprite posters hanging up in my room, and I was a Rockets fan. Understand? But I rocked with Penny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
apparel wise, hustle wise,
I had the
only
number
kicks
ones.
I bought outside of Jordan.
That's
You
what
feel
I'm
me?
saying.
With them pennies.
The pennies.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
had those.
The phone and when the phone posits,
but
phone posit joints.
Yeah.
But T-Mac though, bro. T-Mac. What we seen him do in Orlando, what we seen him do as the Robin in Toronto, what we seen him do as the 1A in the H. Like barring injuries, I'm confident that they would have beat Shaq and Kobe. You know what I'm saying? T-Mac and Yao Ming would have beat Shaq and Kobe. Yao Ming took Kobe to Game 7 with T-Mac injured. So I was like, bro, if Mac was here, that when we
That's
had
definitely a
that
debate,
deal.
man.
And
That's
so,
a debate. We should debate that one.
But
Healthy.
I think I gotta take T-Mac. Man, I love Penny, but if I'm gonna go with T-Mac.
And it's hard for me because all y'all made some great points. And when I wrote this up, I'm like, man, if I take my feelings out of it, and what I mean by that is, it's just for me. If I look at the beginning of their careers, like for me, Penny Hardaway, my expectation level was higher because I didn't know who T-Mac was in terms of what he was going to be. I just knew he was coming out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was highly talented. But for me, Penny Hardaway was supposed to take the mantle.
Oh, he was blue chip. Yeah,
it was supposed to be him and Grant Hill coming behind Jordan and Magic. The 6'9" guards, the 6'8" guards. You know what I'm saying? Grant Hill was one of the best college players I'd ever seen. Like I didn't think nobody could dethrone UNLV what I saw with them. You remember how UNLV blew out Duke?
Yeah.
And then when Grant got there, they beat UNLV.
Yeah.
I thought UNLV was like, they were the creme de la creme for me in college basketball. So when Grant Hill got there, and he was a determining factor that helped Duke beat UNLV with Larry Johnson, Anderson Hunt, and all them.
Sure.
So I had so much expectations for Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway, the Blue Chip movie. And I was looking for Penny Hardaway to
even on the draft day swap with Chris Webber,
with
it
Chris
was like,
Webber, right.
It was controversial.
Right. And so my expectations for Penny Hardaway were much higher because I knew what he was. Tracy was the better player skill-wise, I think. I think Tracy had to do more. Tracy was bigger. I remember I watched Tracy McGrady when I actually watched him play here in Houston. And I just couldn't believe, like, he was 6'10". He was 6'10". And I had never seen anybody give Kobe fits. And Kobe said it himself that Tracy was one of the hardest players. Now, who am I taking in their prime skill-wise? Tracy. Who I start my team with? Penny. And I'll tell you why. I start my team with Penny because to me, he was the closest thing to Magic Johnson. And I feel like when I saw Magic Johnson, what he did for the Lakers, Magic Johnson made me actually believe that you could start a franchise with a guard.
My boy was drafted in his prime, real talk.
Right.
It's very rare we can even say something like that.
Right. And so the 6'7", 6'8" point guard for me that could do everything, that could post up, that could pass out of the post, that could score when he needed. I was just so in love with that. I would start my team with Penny Hardaway because, contrary to what people believe, the Orlando Magic did not go to the playoffs until Penny got there. As great as Shaq was, and Shaq was great.
All they did was break backboards.
Right. and even then, like
Scott.
Right. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I just think he was what I wanted to start my franchise with. But in their prime, it's Tracy, man. It's Tracy. Like Tracy McGrady, it wasn't his fault, man. Tracy McGrady, I mean, he was unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, just think about this. Somebody scored 11 points in 11 seconds. Was it 20 seconds?
That was it.
Like 9, 10 seconds. It was
on San Antonio. I never forget. I wear Shayla ass at, man.
Right.
Shayla.
Right. Yeah, I wish she was here. Shout out to Shayla, man, because when you get back here, we're gonna fire you up for taking a long vacation. But shout out to Shayla, man. But yeah, I mean, if you think about that, and him going back and forth with Kobe, I'm taking him in the prime. But I start my team with a Memphis Penny Hardaway.
But right though, my man had a crazy prime. It's like his prime was all throughout his athleticism diminishing. It was like he just got even sweeter. I'm telling you, by the time he had the finger roll and he had the Kyrie package just finishing everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like forget about it because he had a straight flame.
Yeah.
I've never the evolution of a jump shot. I mean, he really is Vince Carter's cousin because they kind of game evolved the same trajectory and weight. Vince Carter's just a smaller, more polished version.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And just to speak to that, I mean, shame on Toronto.
Yeah. They had
to
a
draft
squad.
both them guys.
And
Foot race
and
for
I-
Austin.
and the thing
Yeah.
about it is, and I'm willing to bet that they were willing to take a hometown discount to stay there. Shame on Toronto, man. I
Air
mean,
Canada. I remember before it was Vince Sander. This boy done had so
Yeah.
many names.
yeah.
And
So
then
I mean,
T-Mac didn't even.
yeah. I mean, shame on them, man. Like they should have fought. Maybe they didn't know what they had. They should have
They
fought
were
to keep it
expansion
together.
then, because that's when the Grizzlies came out.
Yeah.
They
Right.
had Big Country,
Big Country,
Reeves
yeah.
Right.
and who
Right.
was that? No, that Stoudemire.
Yeah, Damon.
Damon.
No, Damon was actually in Toronto.
Yeah, he
They
won Rookie
gave
of the
away
Year.
a lot of. They gave
Yeah.
away a lot of talent.
Yeah,
in
so I
Toronto.
said shame on them,
Yeah.
man. Shame on that franchise, man. All right.
Even throw a buy shot there. Yeah, shame
Yeah.
on them, period. They
Yeah.
didn't have to wait as
Yeah.
long as they did to win.
All right, let's do a few more, then we get out of here. All right, let's go to New York, man. We kind of asked this question, but I want to ask it again. Since Cole is here. Everyone in their prime, who are you building a Knicks team around? Walt Clyde Frazier, Patrick Ewing, Carmelo Anthony, Jalen Brunson, and I'll throw one more in. Willis Reed.
I think you start with Patrick, and then it's Jalen, and then it's Walt.
Ooh. You taking Brunson over Clyde, huh?
Incredible.
That's why
You're taking Ewing over everybody.
I'm taking
That's
Brunson.
incredible.
I'm taking Brunson over
That's
because
That's incredible.
You taking Brunson. You taking
Like he wants to
Brunson.
be.
I'm taking Ewing over everyone. Regardless.
Okay, so you start with Ewing. You
Yeah.
taking Bronson over Clyde Frazier.
I
The
think-
last time y'all won a championship.
because I don't think Brunson's done.
That's
I
a
don't
point.
think he's done.
But I mean, right now.
right now you would have if you go off of just based off of history, you have to go with Clyde. But
So
if
it's Pat
if,
first.
if you take a trajectory, then you have to go with Brunson because I don't think he's reached his full potential yet.
So he threw Willis Reed out there. Willis Reed eating Pat. I'm sorry. It's
Nah,
just
he
like,
not-
man,
he not
come
eating
on.
Pat.
He
He
ain't
ain't
Pat.
He ain't eating Pat.
He knew I was gonna suffer with that one.
He ain't eating Pat.
Bro.
He be
Hey,
last up my list.
Hold on, because I want to go back to that. So everything works out for Brunson. How good is he? Accomplishment wise, what's the best he does? Let's forecast a little bit. Because you saying that Bronson got a chance to be better than Clyde Frazier.
First team All NBA, which I think he'll get next year. Finals MVP. And depending on if the Knicks win 70 games next year, maybe league MVP.
And that's enough to get him over the hump over Clyde without a championship.
I think if he gets to the finals, it'll probably take him
He's a
over Clyde.
better Knick
because
than Clyde.
people are forgetting we were bad for almost 20 years.
See, owning that with
But
Pat.
you-
That's
but-
all Pat.
But to
That's
see the
all
thing,
Pat.
the thing about it is though, that's
But Clyde played with a lot of Hall of Famers.
yeah, but they won a championship under Clyde.
But you playing with Hall of Famers. Brunson was doing what he's doing with hurt players, bum players, all types of players, carrying them in the playoffs like this.
So you going Pat Bronson?
I'm going Pat I'll go Pat, Clyde, Brunson, but I think
The
Brunson's
jury's still
ascending.
out on
He's
Brunson.
ascending. I think he's ascending.
Okay, all right. So right now, Pat is the greatest Nick of all time.
He's the greatest nigga of all
Oh
time,
my G.
hands down.
Okay.
Maybe one of the greatest centers of all
Oh,
time.
oh my God!
If he was in Texas right now, he'd probably be the best center that ever stepped foot in this state, man.
Chuck, let me get a hand clap on that, man. My man, look, I asked this question again to see. Shout out to everybody, man. Hit that like and subscribe. I asked this question because I wanted to look my man in the eyes and see if he was still taking Pat. So he say Pat is
All
the greatest
day.
Nick of all time. Ro, you got something to say about it, man. Now,
Hey,
Ro,
check it
we
out.
already know you don't like Pat, but let's
look
talk
at
about the
that. Check
list,
it out.
man.
Nah.
Let's talk about the list. Let's talk about the list first. All right, you got Walt, Pat, Carmelo, Bronson, Willis Reed.
That's why I respect this man. I love him like a brother, man. Like I said, he came down here and died on that shit because he meant that shit. It's like that says something about the heart and the character of the apple. You feel me? Like it feel like it represents. Feel how he owned that hurt. That was hurt. That, like I said, that's from a position of shameful hurt. You just got to own that because he went through it. I mean, you can tell the conviction. You know what I'm saying? There was no hesitation.
Okay, hold on, wait. Let's squash this. Let's just squash it.
All right.
Why you hate
All right.
Pat so much? Tell us why you don't like Pat.
I mean, he's a bum. We should have sent him back to like Jamaica. John Thompson was the best thing ever happened to Pat. Shout out to Coach John Thompson.
Pat
And,
was the man.
and the rich lineage of like Georgetown big men, despite that guy. Because you know what I'm saying? It's like, maybe that's where it started, because it's like, you know what, U of A should have rocked with that back to back. Five Slammer Jammer is a much little talk. That 30 for 30 just came out. You know what I'm saying? He talking about some Hoya Destroyer. It's like shit on Patton what they did back then. You know what I'm saying? That's the only level he won at till, I mean, I guess Jamaica's a U.S. territory, and they was able to put him on the Dream Team before Dream. That's how he was on.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Ro.
He wasn't the best big man. No, David Robinson was.
Hold on. I'm not saying that, but Ro, he's
Christian Laettner eating him.
Hold on, wait. Hold on.
Christian Laettner eating Pat.
But hold on, Ro.
Yeah,
He's done everything in his career except won a championship.
He played in MVPs.
Okay,
but Jordan, that's because
he played in the Jordan era.
Because Jordan, he came
He played longer than the Jordan era.
He came
Dream
second.
and him did too. He came in second.
He came in second to Jordan 1 year.
1 year.
came
Okay,
in
you're
1
right.
year.
Because I
He came
told
in
you,
second.
my man had problems with Rick Smith. It's like, I'm telling you. And I saw the best Pat. The best Pat in league was when Mark Jackson was running that point. You know what I'm saying? They was nice.
Okay,
you know
so
what I'm saying?
early Pat.
That was early Pat. When
He was all right with both cheeks.
You know,
he was all right with both
But
cheeks.
see, it's
too.
like he had to play defense like Mark Eaton. It's like, well, so, once the knees went, you know what I'm saying? My man wasn't a stopper no more. You was the landing spot for everybody with bounce.
Okay,
Everybody with bounce gave it to him.
Okay, all right. This is what I said for you.
Everybody with bounce too got a Patrick highlight.
Is it because they didn't give you feel like they didn't give Dream enough respect?
Oh, absolutely. And that's going back to Five Slammer Jammer days. That's been a slight on.
He was in his shadow. He was in his shadow. I understand.
Why? Because they didn't recruit in Nigeria.
I think
you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we knew it. I was baptized at the same church. We embraced Dream here in the East. You know what I'm saying? That was Good Hope Missionary Baptist Church in 3rd Ward. Dream was a member back when he was fighting, spitting on folk, punching niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dream been the realest. You know what I'm saying? He found Islam and found his peace. And you know what I'm saying? He got more. He got more flu games and more historic shit. I knew by Ramadan well before any of this was going on.
But bro, you don't think people gonna say because we live in Houston, we biased, man?
That was the ultimate showcase, and like I said, Pat was the ultimate show pony simply because he had to be the ultimate GOAT. And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean the butt of a goddamn joke. That's an old school GOAT. All this GOAT debate, the greatest of all time. We understand how the word has changed, but there used to be a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? And the GOAT was the sucker that the joke was on. You understand what I'm saying? And that was the New York Knicks organization, because that was a bad decision. And it was like they made bad decision after bad decision until they had that run during that lockout season. And I got a special place in my heart for that Knicks season, for that Knicks team with Spreewell and Marcus Camby. It's like Marcus Camby a better big man in New York history to me, in my personal opinion.
Come on, Ro.
Pat wasted a lot of people's time.
Come on,
he was
Ro.
to say he was a top 5 center in the era when that was the only era when there were like 5 good centers around. You know what I'm saying? But he was 5th. He was goddamn me 5th. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because it was boys coming off the bench giving him work.
So in the 90s,
yes,
you taking Shaq over him. You taking Elijah One over him.
Easy. I'm taking Ronnie Cycli over him.
I'm
taking.
That's hating, man.
That's hating.
I'm gonna go far. I'm going.
Sabonis
I take Manute. Yeah, the big Arvidas Sabonis. I'm taking Sabonis.
He said
I'm taking Manute. I'm taking Daryl Dawkins. I'm taking Moses. Wait, like I said, it was anybody in the 80s, McHale, Parrish, you know what I'm saying? Anybody around that was rocking a jersey was giving Pat work. And Pat gave you that weird little Malone useless game with the polished jump shot. But understand this, that's once the mobility left. I mean, young Pat, when Mark Jackson and Buzz doing some things, it's unfortunate they ran it into Jordan like a buzzsaw. But they made a host of goddamn bad decisions after that. And somehow Mark Jackson got out the door. And then y'all just kept rocking with this, I don't know. And it's just like, yeah, man. He don't even have a big man lineage. New York City, some point guard shit. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck y'all hit y'all wagon this immobile 5? Y'all rock with the least, I mean, I'm serious. Who did he give niggas problems to? Who he gave problems to? And the East was weak then. I mean, think about it. Wasn't no big men out there till Shaq got there, really. And Morning, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
bro, but you don't think you beat the man was on the Dream Team.
I don't care. Isaiah Thomas wasn't. It's niggas, plenty niggas was around who wasn't. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a who's who of people. Because I got no problem with the Apple. It's like, I honestly like Mason. You know what I'm saying? How they was rocking with Mason Oakley. You know what I'm saying? John Starr, Derek Harper. They got a lineage of players that was like real rich without that mewing bum. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, he is pulled up lame, and it's like, I understand he didn't bring no toughness. I ain't seen him square up with nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's like Dream used to whoop niggas, period. He was Hakeem. Y'all don't even know it. This boy became Hakeem. It's like, I'm old. It's Uncle Ro talking. I'm telling you. I witnessed this stuff, man.
Okay, so it's safe to say you got it last on this list.
I do.
So you taking Carmelo over Patrick Ewing?
Oh yeah, and Carmelo ain't even get you nothing. I'm taking Starberry. I'm gonna go and dig some niggas. I take Allen Houston. That was a bad decision. Them boys rock with. I take Spreewell. You know what I'm saying? Like Spreewell had a good. I take Jeremy Lin. You know, it's like I take ABP. He should have retired. He should have retired. Out of Georgetown, that was his highest accolade. Was that John Thompson chip?
Oh man,
You got to give Cole a chance to
report. It's nothing you can say, man.
I can't even say anything. That's just hate. That's just hate.
It is.
You got hate in your blood.
All right. That's hate. Bro, I get it. Because the thing about it was,
but Pat, they built him as our greatest adversary at that point.
Well, look, and then you got to think about it like this. I think Roe was being a little bit overbiased, but I do remember in the 93-94 championship, Ahmad Mashar pretty much got on NBC and was giving New York the championship. They didn't even do anything in Houston. Everything was in New York. So I get it. I think you're being a little extreme.
See, they had a good thing going on. New York was honestly the best in the East the year
Yeah.
they went. You know what I'm saying?
They were.
Like
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but there was a mismatch. It was a tremendous mismatch at 5 because they almost beat us. Think about it.
Yeah.
But for that particular matchup, because it's like everybody else down, because now Kenny was getting his issue. Derek Harper was giving Kenny his issue.
Business.
Yeah. Derek Harper.
And I tell you what, I actually think, not to cut you off, bro.
Watched Derek Harper.
Right. And I actually think, because I watched this dude kill the Rockets for years, if the Knicks would have put in Roe Blackman, he used to tear us up with Dallas.
Or even Hubert Davis.
Yeah.
Starks was having that bad game.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie Ward.
He wasn't there yet, bro.
I keep digging them up. I'm telling you, but it's ones I would take. I take Heisman Charlie over Pat. Guarantee you that. Over Natty Player of the Year.
Shout out to my man Charlie Ward,
For
man.
real.
Oh my God, man.
Word up. Like,
all right, Ro. You bitter, man.
Like, I don't know what it is about that cat. And then he, on top of that, like I said, he don't have the chip. He didn't win. Kind of blew it for them boys. It's like he didn't feel the Pippen sack, Jordan sack, everybody sack upside the dome. Path of least resistance. It's like he ain't even got no Van Gundy highlight. Van Gundy would at least be dragging on niggas' legs and shit, trying to fight. You know what I'm saying? What about Pat put up any fight and didn't get washed?
Hey man, let's move on, man. Hey, listen, Ro going in. All right, we get the point.
My
Ro.
bad, Pat. My bad. Listen. Word up to Pat, because I ain't tearing down the black man nothing about that, man.
Let's get 2 or 3 more topics. Let's get out of here, man. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like and subscribe. Ro. It's Houston versus New York Road, man. It's personal. You know what I'm saying? But we won.
But I love them boys, though. I'm telling you. Because it's like,
man.
Own that. That's real. I mean, that's...
All right, let me ask you this. Both teams are planning on doing this to their respective players. The Brooklyn Nets are deciding that they're going to retire Vince Carter's jersey, and the Memphis Grizzlies are planning to retire Tony Allen's jerseys next season.
I got to do that code. Who?
I was about to say that, Tony Allen.
Do you think that Brooklyn is right to retire Vince Carter's jersey, Cole?
I think yes, because they went to the finals twice.
And okay. All right. Was he there?
He was there
that with
for
Jason,
both finals.
Was that Jason Kidd? You talking about that? Jason Kidd? And was he there with Jason Kidd?
He was there when they lost to the Lakers. They lost to the Lakers.
Vince was there?
They lost to the Lakers.
Was there?
With Richard Jefferson,
That was Jefferson, Jason Kidd.
He was there for the second one. He was there for the second one.
Okay.
The second one.
So you think that they should retire his jersey?
Yeah.
You think so? You think they should retire Vince's jersey?
Anything Vince affiliated, you have it. He was the ultimate product. I mean, you know what I'm saying? In terms of just marketability in the league, he might as well be the Jumpman logo. I mean, for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think? So you all right? We all agree. I agree with that
but
too.
The Tony Allen kid,
but you don't know about Tony Allen like as much as he did for Memphis.
I do.
You think? I think he
I
should.
do. But it's Tony who? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I know exactly who you're talking about, but
Tony
you
Allen,
don't
he was
think-
with Celtics.
yeah, he
was
played for the
with them,
Celtics.
man.
Yeah.
See, he got meaningful stints anyway as a defensive stopper that niggas used to light up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
niggas
okay,
put
but
numbers on this.
But
nigga.
you
I
got to
get
think
it.
about what he did in Memphis.
I
Niggas
get
put
it.
numbers on that boy. It was other niggas in Memphis, like Mike Miller. It was white boys in Memphis. It was
Nah, you can't retire Mike Miller's
I ain't gonna
jersey.
retire.
They don't have a long history, so I get
yeah,
it.
because it's like
That's
you might
what
as
I'm
well.
saying.
You big country. You I mean,
Retiring Zebo before we retired.
go for real,
Tony.
especially
Even
Memphis,
even Conley,
especially
even
Memphis.
Mike Conley.
I'd put Swift up in the rafters, Stromile or somebody. It's like, I mean, anybody but Tony Allen. He wasn't that impactful a dude.
You don't think so?
Nah, and it be sounding like I'm hating, but it's like, nah.
There were better
That's
players.
only because I know basketball. I used to
Right.
play 2K and shit, so it's like
It's better players.
He's on some rosters. Oh, it was much better players out there. Like he's kind of like, you know, who's a good comparison? You know what? A rich man's comparison is Kentavious Caldwell Pope. If he was half the player as Kentavious Caldwell Pope, yeah, it would be a greater argument. But this ain't no question. They can hang up whatever the hell they want in Memphis. It ain't shit.
Yeah,
anyway.
he like
But,
a James Posey.
Exactly.
James Posey.
Exactly. It's like,
James
dude, you was there. You was there with Big Baby and the rest of them
He
niggas
even
that
had
won
a
it.
good role.
Yeah.
but
Was he on that Celtics team that won it?
I don't
Tony
He
think
might
so.
have been.
he was.
He
was.
might have a ring.
He do got a
Yeah.
chip
He might have a
in
ring.
Boston.
He might have
with
been there.
Rondo and them.
Think
Paul
about them
Pierce
guys behind Ray Allen. Behind Ray Allen.
Was
He was
there
coming
with
off the
Rondo?
Johnson
bench
and
with
Posey.
Leon
Posey.
Poe. Yeah,
Oh,
Posey.
okay.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Garnett and them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Like, nah, but and you know what? Yet and still, I guess Memphis do what you do because it's like quiet as kept. Y'all still ain't working with shit unless Jack can get his mind right. I don't give a damn what y'all do. Y'all better do some player friendly activities so he don't go to a bigger market.
I definitely think the Nets should do that. I think Vince did. Vince was a part of that. I mean, that team that they just ran up against Kobe and Shaq, man, at their prime. I think Vince is. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Memphis, I'm with Chuck, man. If you gonna retire, because they retired the brothers jersey, they retired the Gasol jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to do Zach Randolph if you're gonna retire.
If you're gonna
Yeah.
do anybody.
I don't know if he
Exactly.
got, Tony Allen got a ring. I don't know if he get his jersey hung up anywhere, to be honest. Just your ring was lucky. Your time in the league was blessed. You know what I'm saying? You were privileged to have gotten that, but just to hang you up, I ain't hating, brother. I Memphis hang everybody up, but you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just saying that your resume, they rock with the ring, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? You were a great player. I remember you, my guy.
All right, let's get one more, then we get out of here, man. All right, who is the most disappointing team since 2000 out of the following? The Lob City Clippers, the 2012-2013 Los Angeles Lakers, the 2023-2024 Phoenix Suns, or the 2020-2021 Brooklyn Nets. Let's start with you, Cole. Who was the most disappointing team? Let's just stay with these four. Lob City. I think that 2012-13, that might have been with Bynum and I think Kobe. I might not be right on that. And then, of course, this past year with the Phoenix Suns, and then, of course, the Kyrie, Harden, and Durant experiment.
I think the Kyrie, Harden, Durant experiment.
All right, tell us why.
I think because they maneuvered everything and forced their way to play together, and for their relationships not to even seem that genuine. And then for Brooklyn to have given away so much to get them draft picks, everything, going to luxury tax, everything, and for them to not win anything and not even play that much together, I think that was by far the
wind up with Ben Simmons.
Yeah, that was and still paying him. So has to be by far the worst.
That was the biggest mistake because of Steve Nash.
Yeah,
like they'd have brought in any other coach except Steve Nash.
Phoenix, right there, though.
But that's who they wanted. That's who they were trying to push the front office to bring in with Steve Nash, because I feel like with a lot of these
the players wanted that.
Yeah,
they asked for that.
Kyrie was like, "Bro, we don't need no coach if he
here."
Yeah, but I mean, Durant was still a man, and he was kind of pushing for that. So I mean, that's more on the players. I don't know. What you think, bro?
Yeah, Durant exposed himself. Well, again, that's an excellent point. I didn't even look at it like that, just in front of it. Strictly being disappointing. But it's like I got to pick on Phoenix because it's like they shouldn't even expect that shit to work. You know what I'm saying? They really, it's like they really, some kind of way Phoenix got right there with Monty Williams and then started fucking with shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got worse each and every time. And it's like the Bradley Beal deal didn't make sense, period. I mean, let's just square that off. I'm not even gonna waste no time on that. You know what I'm saying? It's like that made no sense, period. Now they are stuck with a no trade clause or something extra ridiculous in behind that guy and his Washington Wizards resume. I can't make this shit up. I don't know how that happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to say that was disappointing, I have to try to say that's disappointing, but I kind of agree with Cole. It's like they really had their way, and that was just disappointing that they didn't make it where they couldn't put egos aside, situations aside, different variables aside, and just get that going. Because it's like, I feel like we saw the Lob City guys. I mean, they lost. They didn't win shit, but who expects the Clippers to win anything ever anyway? So
and they
it's
were
like
still the same as the Lakers. So,
right. It was like they would watch. They were going to the playoffs regularly. And it's like several guys got arguable Hall of Fame resumes as a result. I feel like we got to kind of experience that. Anything Kobe was affiliated with in any way, shape, or form, we can't just say was disappointing outside of, we had the privilege of anything Kobe did. Who else is disappointing?
We got Lob City, Lakers, Phoenix, and then Brooklyn.
Oh, Phoenix just got swept too, didn't they?
Oh man, Phoenix in bad. They GM ought to be like drug out somewhere and beat up.
Who beat them? Was that Anthony?
It was Minnesota.
Minnesota exposed.
I just felt like
them,
their team was not well constructed, though.
Not at all. That's a GM, right? From a general management standpoint, they got bad deals, bad contracts. They sent the wrong pieces away. It's like a lot of guys got out there. It wasn't just Ayton. It was like Cam Thomas and Cam Payne and it was another guard, and it was like y'all loaded up with Gordon and some nice pieces, but they never really had time to mesh. And it's like they just all over the place. And it's like even tactically, like if you gave them that roster,
right,
and said, "Okay, coach, what would you do to game plan around doing this?" and it'd have to be predicated on feeding KD heavy, but on the defensive side, it would just been just everywhere. Yeah, I mean, man, stop nobody. Period. You crippled. You know.
For me, it's Brooklyn. And it was such a circus. And the reason why I say that it's Brooklyn because, I mean, they were, and maybe I'm giving too much credit to the media, but they were going in the media saying this is the greatest offensive assembled team. It was excuse me for cussing, but it was a shit show because Durant was going out on his shield saying that. I mean, he wasn't saying it directly, but he was coming out saying basically that he wasn't getting the credit that he deserved in Golden State, and he wanted to do his own thing. And so the whole NBA world, it kind of made me upset because it was like, I think that's where Harden ended up going when he left us, right? Mm-hmm. Harden fought his way out of town. He weight gained himself out of town, and they got over there and they were talking about this is going to be the greatest trio of all time, and Brooklyn was such a great team, and then they forced the Steve Nash move. And so every day, and maybe the credit is to the media, every day they were force feeding us saying, oh man, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. This is going to be
like
great.
They made my man Jay-Z look bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then they kept saying, and see, even the hype, but then when they got to the season, they couldn't get all three healthy at one time. Then there were rumblings in practice that Kyrie and Harden were, going against each other. Then KD was hurt again. And then it was like, now it's time to shit on Steve Nash for the success not being what we thought. Mm-hmm. They shunned the Knicks too, because Durant should have probably gone to the Knicks. They were trying to shame the Knicks. Oh yeah, look what we're doing over here in Brooklyn. It was just it was an overwhelming just media coverage on every day. It was the Brooklyn Nets. And then when they finally did get them on the court together, they did well, but they still didn't have any monumental game.
There was no
exactly
missing for the shot.
Exactly. Right? And then you had all that debacle. And then I think
there's no shame on them for wasting like the lavish uniform package and combination. I couldn't even rock none of this shit.
Exactly.
I couldn't even cop no apparel.
And so it was that. And then like for me, I don't consider the 2012-13 Lakers to be on this list. I just need another option. But Lob City Clippers, they were just a show. We didn't the offensive firepower that we're comparing to Brooklyn Nets is not even comparable. they were just a show. We didn't know DeAndre Jordan couldn't do nothing but dunk. No disrespect to him, but he wasn't doing anything impressive. Phoenix, for me, no, because I had already knew. I'm basing everything on Phoenix based on the KD I saw in Brooklyn. I knew it wasn't going to work. I said on the podcast with him and told him it's not going to work because it's built around KD. That's based off of Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? When he was running his mouth in Golden State, because he ran it, he didn't take accountability for what happened in Oklahoma City, and he joined a team that eliminated him because he didn't do his part against Golden State. He goes over there and wins, and then he complains that he ain't getting the love he should get.
Into it with Draymond.
Yeah, exactly. And then Draymond called him out. Then he goes to Brooklyn, and then I'm going to bring my buddies over there. I'm going to bring Kyrie over there. And then I watched James shame us, show up 15 pounds overweight to get himself out of town. It was just all a debacle. To me, with the way they were building them up, it's got to be Brooklyn. They might be the most disappointing team of all time in the NBA. I mean, think about that. Who
they ran somebody?
Who did they?
House. Who was the owner? Joe Side.
Yeah. Who did they let down? Who let us down worse than them?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, nobody. I mean,
nothing to show for it.
Exactly. I mean, did they even make the playoffs that year? I don't think they made the playoffs.
They got eliminated by the Bucks
in the first round. And I don't think they even played. All the guys played.
Kyrie was hurt.
Yeah.
And then Harden came the next year.
And then, Kyrie was out. They didn't know where he was. They found him on some Zoom with some DC politician or something. They didn't know where he was and all that.
Because Kyrie wouldn't get shot, too.
Exactly.
There was a lot of controversy.
And all that.
That might have been right around bubble time.
It was something like that, or after the bubble.
Right after the bubble.
Yeah, and so it was just, to me, I would go out and say, I think they're the most disappointing team of all time.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
But it is. All right, man. We've been getting it. We got a lot more we could talk about, but we'll get it another time, man. Shout out to my man Cole, man. We in the studio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's give a shout out to the 2023-2024 All Rookie teams, which includes the following players. First team, of course, Victor. No surprise. Chet made it. Brandon Miller in Charlotte. Jaime Marquez in Miami. I really like that one. And Brandon Pozinski. I forgot the team he played for. I think he
played for OKC.
OKC. He did well. He doesn't get that much media coverage. And then the second team is Derek Lively II, which is on the Mavericks. Gigi Jackson, Cavante George, A-Man Thompson, and Cason Wallace. Now, A-Man, is he with us or is it? Yeah, the other one is with Detroit.
Kind of bummy.
All right, cool. So shout out to them guys. Shout out to the WNBA with the continued coverage. I hope they continue to thrive on that. Shout out to my man Terrence Crawford, who's getting ready to fight on one of the best cards ever on August 3rd. Terrence Crawford is moving up to the 154-pound division to get another belt simply because Earl didn't want to do that rematch. I want to ask y'all that before we go, man. Like, Earl is coming back, and he's moving up to 154.
It's not the best idea.
Well, he's going to fight Fendura for the WBC. So Crawford is finna fight the Masvidal dude who has the WBA 154. And I think he can also get the WBO some kind of way. But it looks like they're trying to set it up. Earl should not take a higher rate. Well, what they trying to do is they trying to keep Earl relevant. Earl is coming back. He's coming to go 154. And Crawford is at 150. What they're doing is they're trying to block Crawford again. What happened was Fendura, when he beat Tim Tszyu, Fendura won the WBC and the WBO. Crawford activated his WBO status and moved up to 154. And so what Fendura does, which he's a part of PBC, part of Earl Spence, he goes, well, because Tim Tszyu broke his nose, he's like, well, Crawford, they was like, well, Crawford, we're going to fight you for those two belts at 150. My nose is broke. I can't fight. And so he vacated the WBO. He's going to fight the WBC, which is where Spence is going to fight him. They both on PBC. So same thing they try to do with Crawford. They trying to starve him out. PBC, is scared of Terrence Crawford. I have never seen this in my life of boxing, that one promotional company with Tank, Earl Spence, the Charlo brothers. We're going to talk about that next week. What the hell happened to the Charlos? But anyway, they are running for Terrence Crawford again. It just so happens that Crawford picked up this fight in August to fight Masvidal, who has the WBA at 154. So he is going to pick up that belt. And then Spence and Fandora is going to fight for the WBC. And I think that WBO is going to be with Crawford and Masvidal. So Crawford's going to have 2 belts. And then they slid Spence in there to try to fight. They think Spence is going to beat Fandora so they can set it up. They need to leave that alone.
He probably will, but still.
They need to leave that alone. Listen.
Spence need to go get a lot more work in.
Let sleeping dogs lie. It's like, man, hope that he vacates and goes on up to middleweight at 160.
He needs to go to 160. He needs to leave Terrence Crawford alone. Leave him alone. Okay? But shout out to him. Crawford's got a fight on August the 3rd. 2 weeks at my house. I got Tank versus Frank. And we're going to see what's going to happen, man. This is the first black fighter that Tank is fighting, man. So,
another win, another W.
Yeah, I think he will win, but Frank is not. It ain't going to be as easy as people say it is. But,
I got 2. Let me know. No, I said I got 2.
You got 2 with it.
Nah, 2 shots.
2 shutouts?
Yo.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Going,
I thought you were saying you was putting 2 on Frank.
Shit, no. I'm very happy to watch that over there with you, my man.
I thought you put 2
No.
Ahead,
I ain't giving you no inside information.
My man.
No, I make it official if I put some. If something come down the pipe and I know something, I got to fix it one way or another like that. No, Uncle Ro gonna look out for sure. But now. I got 2 on the shout out blast. I want to shout out MLB for going ahead and getting them Negro League stats and recognizing
that's
major. Now we got Josh Gibson over Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth.
Satchel on there, Satchel Page.
Satchel Page on them numbers. Them
like
numbers
70.
are good. Them numbers are good now. You know what I'm saying? So it's
That's
like shout out to MLB. Shame on PGA for letting that boy run over a cop and get off without doing nothing, man. Shame on the PGA. We always knew it was like that. We just had Tiger in there, riding around for a little bit, but everything not sustainable. Once again, that's not for us. All these avid golf cats, man, that's not really for us. Just saying, well, the golf cats look like me, I'm going to say. All right? Because you're Scotty or whatever the hell, you just might be able to do it. So, hey, shout out to them.
And shout out, Cole.
Yeah, shout out to Chuck, Laro, and Bake for having me on the show. Appreciate being in this beautiful studio. Shout out to my man Patrick Ewing. We ain't gonna let this hate go on, man. Not everyone in here believe what Laro just said. We believe you to be the greatest center to ever touch the ground in Houston. And they know this. Fire Slammer Jammer. They know what's up. The finals, we blame that on Starks, not on you, Ewing. On Starks. But Starks, we love you too, man. But overall, man, thank you for the city of Houston for having me, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
We love you, brother Cole.
That's right, man. That's good to go, man. Shout out to Cole, Roll, Chuck, everybody. It's been a great show, man. Shout out to MoSerious.com. Shout out to everybody on staff, man. Shout out to my man JB, Johnny Binder, man. I hope I didn't take your time today, brother. We just had a monumental podcast. Y'all have all y'all people here. I finally got mine in. I make it up to you, JB. Shout out to you, the chat. Shout out to everybody that listen. And we need that like and subscribe. And we are out. Debate with Bake, episode 32. It's a wrap, live in the studio. We out.
Peace.